not, we'll figure it out. So hi everybody. Hope y'all are well.
Hello. How are you, Kadich underscore?
See, we have a Fox. See, we have a Kieran. See, we have a May. And a Ditch. Yay, 5-stream streak. So yeah, I'm here, and I have a special guest if she makes her way upstairs. She's being kind and doing my dishes. Which, that might be the thumping sound you hear in the background. And that's okay. Oh, and that's worth it. But yes, I'm back, everybody. Fuck yeah, let's go. And, yes. Alright. So. Thank you, Kieran. Figured I'd ease myself back in with the second half of Book 10 of Paradise Lost, which will be exciting. As we might recall, it's always a woman's fault. Eve got tempted by a snake. Oh no. Wasn't it terrible, Mama, that Eve got tempted by a snake? Totes. Yes, y'all, I have Mama here. Because I'm a little tipsy. And I actually asked her to stay.
Because I was going to just start reading.
Oh, you want to read?
I was just going to start reading without telling them, but it's cool.
She's not actually here. But if you want to read from line 589, you're absolutely welcome to. In just a moment.
Oh, hold on.
All right, now hang on. You should pre-read. It's been a while since you've done epic poetry. I'm gonna explain to everyone how pi works before you start.
I'm gonna need light, and also I'm not gonna read everything. I'm just gonna laugh.
Oh, Mama would like to laugh, and then I will explain the joys of pi.
Where did we leave off?
Nibbles on fortune
Meanwhile.
cookie. Ooh,
Yes.
let's see. Your special talent will soon be discovered.
Paradise Lost, brought to you by Mama
Hee-hee.
Void.
I wonder what that
This
could
is gonna
be.
great.
Wag's tail
This is
excited.
not my jam.
Oh, but it is.
Oh no, it's not, because I always forget when to breathe.
Comma.
A comma. Meanwhile, in paradise, the hellish pair too soon arrive.
Cracks open fortune cookie. Reads aloud, your kindness will be rewarded. Pie the Fox
Sin
says,
their in power
yay.
before.
More treats
Once
for me.
actually, now in body, and to dwell habitually habitant, behind her death close following pace for pace, not mounted yet, on his pale horse,
Yips
to whom
excitedly,
sin thus
wow.
began.
I leveled up.
Done, buddy.
Dances
friend.
around
That's
happily
about as
time
much
for
as you're
more
getting out of
tea
me,
and
kids.
cuddles with my favorite
I feel
customers.
like we should swap
What
on
would you
World
like
Underneath,
today?
and I'll do like the epic or Stacy from Marketing does World Underneath.
Wiggles nose and opens
Stacey
fortune
from
cookie. Your
Marketing
destiny
reading
is to
its
make
Oh,
everyone
that'd be
smile.
so good. Stacey being
Time
an
for some hot
excellent
tea.
raincoat.
3.
She's rehydrating. So, we have a new little fox friend. What? I thought you
Opens
said
fortune
hi!
cookie. Your future is filled with
Hi.
furry friends and tea-filled adventures.
Definitely pie.
Yay, that's perfect for me.
Uh,
Wags tail excitedly.
So, after our fun and hilarious discussion on Mama's stream yesterday,
Giggles
I did,
nose goes boop.
the Thomas thing and researched the adorable pet that she wanted. Nose goes boop. So, Pie's our little fox friend. I can't make Pie white into an Arctic fox until Pie reaches level 45. When I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm also having a lovely allergy attack, and Henry only sat on my face for like 10 minutes this morning, and I don't know why this is happening. So anyway.
Trying to fix your nose.
Was he? Yeah, this is
yummy
so
tea.
not. I do
Slurps
not
BR.
appreciate this. Anyway, as they burn.
Smiley face emoji.
Everything burns and falling apart. Mama might have to take over for like a few minutes.
Do you have water?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wiggles nose Shadowfax 920's fortune says, adventure awaits those who seek it. Yay,
If you could
let's
also
go on a
grab
quest
me
together.
a paper towel
Serves
with
tea.
water to rub my face. There's gonna be a lot of nose blowing here in a minute. What did you think I was gonna say?
No, that's not what this is.
What is that?
Okay, I'm gonna get you some more water, honey, and you needed some tissues.
They're right there.
Okay, Fabulous. That's not close enough for you.
Sigh softly, I'm a bit hungry. But
I
don't
feel
worry,
like you're looking
the
at my
humans
stream
always make
setup
sure I
right
have
now
plenty
like
of
you
snacks and
fucking
pets.
heathen.
I'm happy here at the cafe. Just a
Yes,
little
welcome
sleepy.
to hell, where sin and death ride upon the waves of the steeds, where you can't drink water or reach your fucking tissue.
More like my brain just went, your feet don't touch the ground when you pee.
Hello, how are you,
Leave me alone. It's
Shadowfax920?
not my fault my feet don't touch the ground. It's only been a week and this is my normal setup. Okay.
Is it?
Yes! Leave me alone. I had to blow my nose, but not on stream. You're the best, mama. Anyway, hi, Shadow. Oh, no, funnily enough, I'm allergic to Henry. So, it's kitty roulette every time.
Hello, how are you, Epic Me?
Uh-huh. Ooh, edible cookie dough. Delicious. Leave me alone. I have allergies. Mama's being mean to me, guys. Anyway, meat pie.
Jumps
Was
up
the
and
original
down
point of this.
excitedly,
Pie
yay.
levels up by doing
Coming
stuff.
right up.
So, like, new
Argent
followers,
Fury.
new subscribers.
Here's
if
your
you
daily
cheer,
special. Fresh
channel
and
points.
delicious.
There's
Serves tea
also
warmly,
on
enjoy.
my About page,
Only
there's a
7
panel
now, so
where
get it while
you
you can.
can
Giggles.
do a bits purchase for pie that does XP. That's like apparently the
Hello,
best value. It
how are
says.
you, Iris
And then if you
underscore
play your
and
pet with
underscore
pie, play your pet with pie. Well, anyway, play with or pet pie also gets experience points.
Hello,
and there's lots
how are
of
you,
stuff
King
that
underscore
you know, pie
Calebs?
can do. Pie's real cute, and there's a bunch of new pet commands for pie in. Hey, King.
Yips happily
There's a
coming
list
right
of the pet
up.
commands on the About
Here's your
tab for
daily
you guys,
special.
so.
King underscore Calebs.
Testing pie
Only
out.
6
Let me
left, so enjoy.
know how it's going. Currently,
Serves to you
pie's
with a
standing
wag
on
of
the
my
books
tail.
to be cute. So, yep. Oh, thank you, King, for ordering a daily special.
Perks up ears, high Kadage underscore.
So you can treat
Trots
pie,
over
you'll
and
see
brings a
little
warm
actions.
cup of
I might have to
chamomile
blow
tea
pie
drink
on the
up.
screen.
It's perfect for
As
a
always,
cozy
the Cat
afternoon.
Cafe is still happening. The channel points still exist. Mama is here, so this should be fun.
Yips happily woo. Jumps for joy
Yes,
leveled
Pie
up.
is only here on
Now
Twitch,
I can do more
Laquan.
tricks for
you
my
can see
favorite
Pie
customers.
on
Wag's tail, what tea can I get for
YouTube,
you?
but you can't interact with Pie on YouTube. It's a Twitch extension, sorry.
Chomp's unfortunate
The
cookie pie
entire
reads.
stream
Today a new friend
can
will
be all
find you.
talking to Pie.
Yeah.
If we can magically,
Wag's
so the
tail
next
excitedly.
color, just so everybody knows, and I'll put these, I'm gonna put these into the Discord, but like the next color is blue
Hello,
at
how are
level
you,
15,
Lachlan?
and then pink at 30, and then Arctic white at 45, and then there's a bunch up until level 105. So, I don't know if Dream is actually working, but because we've had 2 people try Dream, and I might have to fix it. But I know definitely that Treat and Hydrate are, so. Mama, did you lose my bookmark? It's okay, I still love you. I think. You did it, Mama. I didn't do shit. And then that was the key. You
love the
didn't
tea.
do shit.
BRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR
is the most unhinged, cozy reading that's ever gonna happen. Basically, I hope everyone just hangs out with Pi. Because Pi is adorable. Thank you for bringing me back.
Hello, how are you, Sound
friend. I
Plays?
appreciate it. And the play.
And look, this is what water feels like.
King
This
just
is
went,
a case.
what the fuck? Why are you throwing towels at me? What the, is my forehead still bleeding?
I mean, I just get out in front of it.
So yes, and if you also missed it, Mom is kicking it with me today, playing Final Fantasy 15 in the background, because for fuck's sake, I will get her to Altisha if it kills me in the past 5 years. Hello, kitten.
Yips excitedly, ooh, a fortune cookie. Cracks it open and reads your curiosity will lead you to great discoveries. Wag's tail happily, what an exciting future.
Oh my god! So, My favorite is that Kitten just came out and goes, I just heard something scary. It sounded like a tree branch breaking. And Mama goes, that's just my fat butt sitting on the couch. And she goes, oh, and nods and like walks away. Like, yeah, no, totes. Okay. This is
Hello,
amazing.
how are you?
Oh, we have this, this is very cozy. This is unhinged cozy. Mama's right. Sorry, I'm trying
Scurries
to
around
control this
excitedly.
allergy attack. I
The
am
daily
going to turn
special.
it down because it will get picked
Coming
up
right
on my
up.
mic.
Elemental.
I might have
Brings
to
tea,
pause
enjoy your treat.
and
Wag's tail
do a
only
couple
5
of
now.
boss bites, and then you get to hear Mama. If those of you who came at the start get to hear Mama read epic poetry again, of which it looks like she's trying to reverse vomit a frog through her digestive tract. It's great. All right.
Bless.
Makes a happy chirping sound.
King,
Ray.
that's Pie.
Hops up to
our
the counter and
fox
wags my tail.
pet
What would
that we
you like
discussed
today?
on Mama's stream
Friend,
yesterday.
I have the
I did
perfect
it.
tea for
Oh wait,
you.
you might have been asleep.
Hello. How are you, Catholic Bot?
Guys, I think Mama's dying. I was gone a week, babe.
I need you to.
It was
We need to recalibrate. This is too hot.
Is it
I'm
is it the
used to-
menopause? I
Yes,
swear to God, we're
happily
gonna
one
read.
hot tea
I
coming up.
promise.
Like, I'm sweating, babe. I'm gonna need you to.
You're also in pants and a sweater.
It's too hot. I'm
Okay.
used to this being fucking Elsa's Ice Princess Palace.
Grabs fortune cookie, cracks it open, and reads aloud. Your kindness will be rewarded.
Take your pants off.
Wags
It's
tail
kind of
happily.
unusual
Ooh,
they're still
that's a
on.
good one. Gives customer a cup of
just-
warm tea.
Question what the fuck you did.
Whose fault is it for letting me take 2 edibles?
First off, you took them before I even got here.
That's true.
So
Thanks,
you can't
Ditch,
hold me
for the
accountable
water.
for that.
I got a blowing my nose, and you don't want to hear that on stream. And if you do, you need to pay me real money. Just gonna put that out there.
Bitch, baby, thanks for the water, but this stream is more of a wine cocktail.
You don't
edible.
even, you didn't even take a cocktail edible.
No, I'm high on life.
Yeah, that's what I would
Cracks open
describe
fortune
this
cookie and reads it
status.
carefully. Your fortune says,
cool, I
a great
haven't
adventure
slept in a
awaits you
month."
soon. Stay curious,
I didn't
little
even go out to
fox.
buy my own
Wags
groceries.
tail happily.
Bitch, I had those delivered, and then they were delayed, and I was pissed.
And then you came over to my place and said, please make it.
You had turmeric.
I do have turmeric.
Mother was like, you don't have turmeric? I was like, Mom, how often do I use turmeric in my daily life? We're Midwestern. It doesn't go in the casserole. Unless we suddenly make an Arabian or North African fucking casserole.
I would pay you to know what what did you just say? North African.
North African.
I would pay you to know what a North African Midwestern American casserole is. And I know you're gonna say curry mayonnaise and raisins just somewhere in it.
First
And
off, fuck you on the raisins. No. we're
Sips
not
tea
that
and
white.
delicious. Giggles.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
First rule, anything
Yummy.
that's baked in a casserole.
BRT.
It's a casserole.
I know, it's an Italian casserole.
It's an Italian casserole.
Real lasagna doesn't have bechamel. Alright. I'm gonna do this.
We're gonna get there.
Wiggles tail off.
You get
Thank
tea
you,
from
Kadich
Pie
_
when you
for
lurk
lurking.
now.
Serves tea.
Okay. Do you need a refresher on what the fuck happened?
No, I'm gonna do Close Encounters of a Terror.
Yawns and stretches. Looks like it's break time.
No, that's an
Don't go
extra.
anywhere. I'll be back soon with more tea and cuddles.
Bitch,
Woof.
get to
Fox
Altisha.
emoji. Coffee emoji.
It's fine. You know what? Hey y'all. Welcome back to Paradise Lost. I'm just gonna read. And I'm sure, just gentle reminder. Hey. Rawr.
Hello.
Gentle
How are you,
reminder
Nekamalia?
that there are goofy cards. There are stream loots. There's a cat cafe. There's a cozy cat cafe that's now staffed by a small fox. Look at him. Look how cute he is.
Oh, it's
Bouncing.
adorable. I gotta put together gremlin.
Mama's putting together Gremlin the raccoon. I have a book. Mama has pants. I added it. Dude, Lumiere is like the best song in the soundtrack.
Oh, it is. The soundtrack is just incredible.
Which we'll be back to grief, pain, and you'll get a lovely
Surprised they did
speech.
French tragedy in there.
I would call it French tragedy, but anyway. So
We're gonna get there.
we're gonna get there. So Raphael came down in like book, I don't know, 5, where we praised God for 25 minutes, and I go get a chocobo whistle. But you're gonna hear those kinds of shit.
It was Raphael came down, praise God, and get Choco whistle.
Like I said, Mama's playing 15 next, Final Fantasy 15 next to me, and it's great. Get your chocobo whistle.
Hello, how are you, Frost Saber 5646?
So it was like, hey, gentle reminder, this was the war in heaven by the holiest of hosts, who is like, hey bitch, I created this guy, and then was like, oh, by the way, I have a son. He came home after I came back with the milk, and then, you know, heaven was like, fuck this shit, war, free will, people, fuck this, I'm out. And then Pi acknowledged you repeatedly, King.
Lilith may or may not have been there somewhere. Who knows?
No, there was no discussion of Lilith, which saddens me. However, we are in the era of the King James Bible when this was written by Milton. Neko, it is Raphael with a PH. Not an F, sorry.
That's the only way we're gonna keep on track. She started talking and I was like, that's not sea god. What?
No, that's not sea god. And so, it's cool, I can focus. And so Raphael gives the speech in the Holy Host, what the fuck happened, and then was like, hey Adam, we know you were made like a month ago, and we made this human thing, and called her a woman, and she's obedient to your ass, because she came from your rib, and she is the bestest. And you will procreate and populate, and just don't eat from the tree of knowledge, because then you will have knowledge of good and evil and get fucked. However, God said, don't
yummy.
do it, it's bad.
Thank you, BR.
And that's the one thing that you can't do. But, you know, war. And you're gonna be totally fine. And then Adam was like, I have a question, and
I leveled
Raphael
up.
goes,
That
you're
means
fucking
more
mortal.
tea to
Shut up
serve and more
focus on the
snuggles
task
for
at
my
hand.
friend.
Don't fuck it up.
Wags
and then
tail and
leaves.
hops around happily.
And then Satan comes down and is like, you know what'd be cool, buddy? I'm a snake. I don't know what that photo is. That's a foot. That's a wyvern getting fucked by a bee.
I don't know what to do.
While you're attacking it with the thing. And you're saving it.
Saving it.
So, okay, King, you can have Cherub Satan explaining it. And so, then, you know, Satan shows up and he's like, look at this fucking snake. Snakes are bomb and no one's gonna know the subtlety of the snake. And so, Satan rolls up as a little snaky friend and is like, hey bitch, I ate from the tree. Eve, isn't that cool? And now I can talk, and I did not die. There is no sin and death. Why wouldn't God want you to be kind of on the par with him? Just come on, look, I'm cool. Everything's fine. And so she eats from the tree, and they're like, fuck yeah, everything's cool and fine. And then she's like, oh no, now I need to get Adam to do this. And then they boink a lot, and then...
Because I'm not going down alone.
Alone.
That's
That was
like every true... Here's the thing. This is the most toddler thing you've ever seen. Toddler A does something fucked up
Yanzi.
and goes,
perks up
no,
a
Nope,
I'm taking my
toddler
son,
B.
my
sibling.
stretches sleepy time is
Yeah.
over.
My brother
My-
husband.
Bounces
I gotta go
around,
get
what
my
would you
brother
like
husband.
She
to
took her brother husband
Friend?
down.
It was like, you're going with me.
But this was already predetermined, gentle reminder, because, you know, Stacy, son of God, was like, oh my god, bitches, before, like, humans are even created, I'm totally gonna die for them. And God was like, cool, bitch, go die for them. Mete out punishment. Unless he's like, oh my god, get the fuck out, here's some clothes. And that's where we're at. So,
Worst parent.
ever. Worst parents ever.
I set my children up to fail, and the first mistake they ever make.
I'm gonna be like, you should die, and then like your half brother goes, this feels a little harsh. You also
But
need to put gas
oddly-
in the car.
Procreation, I should say.
Procreation.
Anti-study. That seems so...
So, ass backwards?
Words from where we've come now to religious parents who are like the exact opposite. Just no.
Gas of the car.
I'm gassing the car.
God, I wish it was 5 gil to gas the fucking car right now.
I mean, 5 gil is like $5 a tank.
I'll take it. I will take it. Alright, that's where we're at. So, I'm gonna do some reading. Y'all play with pie. Tell me how we like it. And Mama's gonna laugh at me. Because now I'm gonna read the line she did.
But better.
I don't know if it's better.
Look, I was not built for epic poetry.
No.
I gotta practice it a bit. I can't just do it cold.
Apparently I can.
You're
Like
dead
it.
inside of
Giggles coming right up.
I'm dead inside.
Argent
Epic
Kieran.
poetry and I get
Here's
along
your
great.
daily special.
Alright,
Horse tea
so we're in the
only
middle
4
of book
now.
10, starting
Better
at
hurry.
line 585
Winks.
because my voice gave out last time. And I'm so sorry. Please turn to page 326 in your
Bounces
textbook.
excitedly meow.
Okay,
Coming
we're
right
on-
up. Necromalia.
This would be on the quiz.
Here's your
Should I
daily
stare
special.
at Mama
Freshly
straight in the
brewed
eyes
just
while
for
I-
you.
Oh, yeah.
Only a few left,
driving.
so
He's
be sure
driving
to
it.
grab
I'm
one
not
quick.
Right now.
Purrs
All
and
right.
paws at the screen
I
playfully.
auto everything.
Good night, everyone. Get ready to rest. Oh wait, you guys can hear Pie's voice because
Hello.
I totally can.
How are you, Ms. Fandom?
Hang on. You know what? We're gonna turn off Pie's voice for a minute. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Now Pie's voice is shut the fuck off, hopefully. Did it or not? Let me know.
Voice bad?
No, just loud.
Oh.
No, just loud. No, just loud. Ooh, wait. Pie has been talking more than me. Hang on.
Oh my god.
Thank you for telling me. Please hold.
The fox is chatty?
I have a chatty fox. He's cute. He's very cute. Alright. I'm checking him right now. The volume should have been chugged. You know what? We're just turning his volume off. He cute, but we'll deal with him later.
But not that cute.
Is that better?
We need him to be pretty and silent.
I'm so sorry, everyone. He's pretty. Okay, is it better now? Somebody make Pie do something. Be sad, Pie.
Dance, monkey.
Dance! Would you kindly, Pie?
Would you kindly?
I'm reconfiguring him. You know what? Hang on. Sorry. I didn't mean for Pie to take over the world. Yeah, the control the audio is in OBS. Oh, that's why. Okay. Pie should be quite silent now, I'm hoping. Okay, good. Pie, shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Oh no. Mama's just shoving things in my face. Okay, Pie is now mute.
We made it to 8:22. We're gonna get this show on the road.
Woo, we're gonna get through half a book. Hi, miss. Thank you guys for telling me. I do not know these things until you tell me. Pie can talk for... It's more like, where the fuck are Pie settings? Pie. Good job, Pie. You're good. You're a good little foxy Pie. Alright. I wish that was a beer. Meanwhile, while Mother laughs behind us in paradise, the hellish pair too soon arrived. Sin, there in power before, once actual, now in body, to dwell habitual habitant. Behind her death, close following, pace for pace, not mounted yet on his pale horse, to whom sin thus began.
Sin always begins with mounting. That's just
Sin begins with mounting and winks.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Upon a pale horse.
Yep. Thank
Or a
God Pie is
joyride.
silent. Second of Satan sprung, all-conquering death. What thinkest thou of our empire now? Though earned with fuck, this is gonna suck. Travail difficult, not better far than still at hell's dark threshold to have sat watch, unnamed, undreaded, and thyself half starved. Whom thus the sin-born monster, ooh, that is a hell of a title, answered soon. To me, who with eternal famine pine, alike is hell, or paradise, or heaven. There best where most with ravine I may meet, and here, though plenteous, all too little seems to stuff this maw, this vast, unhide-bound corpse. Oh, gentle reminder, God fucking turned all of hell into snakes to be a dick. To whom the incestuous mother thus replied, Thou, therefore, of these herbs and fruits and flowers feed first, on each beast next, and fish and fowl, no homely morsels, and whatever thing the scythe of time mows down, devour unspared, till I in man residing through the race, his thoughts, his looks, words, actions, all infect, and season him thy last and sweetest prey.
Come up with a new recipe.
You've come up with a new recipe? Sin-infested man? Is it a delicious recipe?
It's a delicious.
I don't know if you guys can hear Mama, if that makes it any better. Aw. Frost, you give the best pets. Alright. They said they both betook them several ways, both to destroy or unimmortal make all kinds, and for destruction to mature sooner or later, which the Almighty, seeing from his transcendent seat the saints among, and to those orders uttered thus his voice. Oh my God. I don't know, I feel like God needs to be Stacy for a few minutes. What do we think?
God's not cool enough to be Stacy.
That's true.
He's an ass.
But it's fun.
A little bit.
Okay, so no Stacy from marketing.
No, not Stacy.
Mama has vetoed Stacy from marketing to do
I don't know
God.
what your Astra voice is.
I don't know what my Astro voice is. Probably Stacy from marketing, honestly. But as a dude.
But
Like
as a
Steven from marketing, her twin.
Her evil twin.
Her evil twin. This is
Stacey's Astoria and fucking Steve is Astra.
Steven's from finance.
There you go. He's a finance bro.
Steven's a finance
God
bro.
is a finance bro.
God would be a finance bro. I
Going
can
on
min-
now about fucking
no,
cryptocurrency.
God's a fucking looks maxer. Anyway, see with what heat these dogs of hell advance to waste and havoc yonder world, which I, so fair and good created, and had still kept in that state had not the folly of man led in the wasteful furies, who impute folly to me. So doth the prince of hell and his adherents, that with so much ease I suffer them to enter and possess a place so heavenly, and conniving seem to gratify my scornful enemies, that laugh as if transported with some fit of passion. I, to them, had quitted all, at random yielded up to the minstrel I knew not that I'd called, and drew them thither, my hell-hounds, to lick up the draught and filth which man's polluting sin with taint hath shed of what was pure, till crammed and gorged, nigh burst with sucked and glutted offal, at one sling of thy victorious arm, well-pleasing son. Both sin and death and yawning grave at last through chaos hurled obstruct the mouth of hell forever, and seal up his ravenous jaws. Then heaven and earth renewed shall be made pure to sanctity that shall receive no stain. Till then, the curse pronounced on both proceeds. He ended, and the heavenly audience fucking is gonna praise his bitch ass. So a loud sung hallelujah as the sound of seas through multitude that sung. Just are thy ways, righteous are thy decrees on all thy works. Who can extenuate thee next to the sun, destined restorer of mankind? I don't know why Stacy decided to be all hallelujah, but she is. By whom new heaven and earth shall to the ages rise, or down from heaven descend, like such was their song, while the Creator, calling forth by name his mighty angels, gave them several charge, assorted best with present things. The sun had first his precepts so to move, so shine, as might affect the earth with cold and heat scarce tolerable. Oh, we're now, blaming global warming and climate change. Just FYI. Man, those wanton ornaments.
I'm missing
Whew.
more ornaments.
We need some wanton ornaments, y'all. Pie, you got some wanton ornaments there, buddy?
Dangling.
I'm good. I need to make something called wanton ornaments. Anyway. Let's see here. Decrepit winter, from the south to bring celestial summer's heat. To the blank moon, her office they prescribed, and the other 5 their planetary motions and aspects, in sextile, square, and trine, and opposite, of noxious efficacy, and when to join in synod unbenign, and taught to the fix their influence malignant when to shower, which of them rising with the sun or falling should prove temptress. To the winds they set their corners, when with bluster to confound sea, air, and shore, the thunder went to roll with terror through the dark aerial hall. Some say he bid his angels turn askance the poles of earth twice 10 degrees and more from the sun's actual. They with labor pushed oblique the centric globe of mama's toes, doing things to tables on my couch. Sorry.
Focus.
I am focused. You're the one who's doing shit. And I can do it in fucking poetry. I told you all this is gonna be a little unhinged, and I'm so sorry. Hi, Kara. Kara, I'm here to put you to sleep, hopefully.
Possibly. Hi, Kara.
Yay, quick ad break. Fuck you, Pie, for being so goddamn loud, you little shit. Anyway.
He's a newborn. They're needy.
I don't know why I wasn't worrying before. I keep breaking things. Oblique the central globe. Some say the sun was bid turn reins on the equal road like distant Brents, the Taurus, and the 7 Atlantic sisters, and the Spartan twins up the tropic crab. Thence down the main to Leo and the Virgin and the Scales, as deep as Capricorn to bring in change of seasons to each clime. Else had the spring perpetual smiled on earth and verdant flower, equal in days and nights, except to those beyond the polar circles. To them day had unbenighted shone, and with low sun to recompense his distance, and their sight had rounded still the horizon, and not known or east or west, which had forbid the snow from cold Estoy land, and south as far beneath Magellan. At that tasted fruit, the sun, as from Thyestean banquet, turned his course intended. Else how had the world inhabited, though sinless, more than now, avoided pinching cold and scorching heat? These changes in the heavens, though south produced like change of sea and land, sidereal blast, vapor, and mist, an exaltation hot, corrupt, and pestilent, which is such a fantastic word. Now from the north of Nemega and Samoyed shore, bursting their brazen dungeon, armed with ice and snow and hail, and stormy gust and flaw, Boreas and Seius and Agestus loud, and Thracius rend the woods and seas upturn. With adverse blast upturn them from the south, Notris and Defer, black with thunderous clouds from Sierra Leona. Thwart of these as fierce forth rush with Levant and Ponnet winds, Ursus and Zephyr, with their lateral noise, Sirocco and Libreccio. Thus began outrage from lifeless things, but discord first. Daughter of sin, among the irrational, death introduced through fierce antipathy. Beast now with beast began war, and fowl with fowl, and fish with fish, to graze the herb, all leaving devoured each other, nor stood much in awe of man, but fled him, or with countenance grim, galled on him passing. These were from without, the growing miseries which Adam saw already in part, though hid in gloomiest shade to sorrow, abandoned, but worse felt within, and in a troubled sea of passion tossed, thus to disburden sought with sad complaint. Oh, sad me, said Adam, fuck it all.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, woo. Oh, whoa, my woe. Thank you, Ditch. Ada, ada. Yada, yada. Oh, fucking Adam. Oh, miserable of happy. Oh, God, I'm a sad white man complaining. Is this the end? Are you not used to Henry?
I don't mind Henry. It's when I'm sitting there and then suddenly wham!
He did. Look, he just thick and can't jump up easily. No, you don't get the rag that saves me from thine fur. Come on, go see her auntie. The fuck? So Henry is just like walking in like, hey guys, and I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Boop.
Adam's sad boy hours. Legit. Alright, sorry, we were interrupted by a cat. I'm going to read this as a man who has the man flu. Those of you who have been married will understand. Oh, miserable of happy. Is this the end of this new glorious world? And me so late the glory of that glory pretentious dick, who now become accursed of blessed, hide me from the face of God, whom to behold was then my height of happiness, yet will, if here would end the misery, I deserved it, and would bear my own deservings, but this will not serve. All that I eat or drink shall beget is propagated curse. It sounds like you have the shits. Oh, voice, once heard delightfully, increase and multiply, now death to hear. For what can I increase or multiply but curses on my head? Who of all ages to succeed, but feeling the evil on him brought by me, will curse my head, ill fate, our ancestor impure. For this we may thank Adam, but his thanks shall be the excretion. So besides my own that bide upon me. My life is so hard. I ate some fruit. It was expired. I got the shits. My bad.
You say man flu and all I hear is a whiny-ass teenage boy with rows of hormones being like, it's not my fault I don't have a neocortex.
Yeah, that's Adam. That is 100% Adam. It's not my fault I don't have a neocortex. And you know...
he's correct. God made him that way.
Well, it's true. But his thanks shall be excretion. So besides my own that bite upon me all from around shall be a fierce reflux. On me redound, on me as on the natural center, light, heavy, though in their place. Oh, fleeting joys of paradise! Dear blot, my lasting woes. Did I request thee, Maker, from my clay to mold me man? That is, I think, the most dramatic way of saying, I didn't ask to be born.
That really was what that was.
I gotta teach that to Kitten. If you ever, okay, look, here's the deal. You're ever gonna come bitch to like a teenager, you have to say, do I request thee, Maker, from my clay to mold me man, okay? I'm cool with it, but you gotta learn that. Did I solicit thee, mama?
Did I solicit? Did I ask?
From darkness to promote me, mama, into this void, or here place in this delicious garden. As my will concurred not to my being, it were but right and equal to reduce me to my dust, desirous to resign, and render back all I received, unable to perform thy terms too hard, by which I was to hold the good I sought not, to the loss of that sufficient penalty. Why hast thou added the sense of endless woes? Oh, this man-flu is so difficult upon thy nose. Please giveth me medicine. Mama right now is adjusting her pet not to have voice.
I'm recording my pet.
Huh?
Just working through the avalanche of Discord notifications.
And thou, God, made thee without thy leave. What if thy son prove disobedient and reproved? Retort, wherefore didst thou beget me? I sought it not. Wouldn't thou admit for his contempt of thee that proud excuse? Yet him not thy election, but natural necessity begot. God made thee of choice his own, and of his own to serve him. Thy reward was of his grace, thy punishment that justly is at his will. Be it so, for I submit. His doom is fair. That dust I am, and shall to dust return, a welcome hour whenever. I'm just gonna go kill myself.
To chill lo-fi.
Oh my god, God was such a dick, and he was like, and I did a bad thing, and he told me exactly what would happen, and it wasn't my fault, because he put the fucking, joint right in front of me, and I wanted to do it, and I did it, and I have to accept it, and I'm just gonna die. That is what that speech was.
I might as well just go kill myself.
I know, this is teenage Adam.
This is absolutely teenage Adam.
What delays his hand to execute what his decree fixed on this day? Why do I overlive? Why am I mocked with death and lengthened out to deathless pain? Why is existence so harsh? Oh, how gladly would I meet mortality, my sentence, and be earth insensible. How glad would lay me down as in my mother's lap. You don't have a mother's lap. There I should rest and sleep secure. His dreadful voice no more would thunder in my ears. No fear of worse to me and my offspring would torment me with cruel expectation. Yet one doubt pursues me still, lest all I cannot die, lest the pure breath of life, the spirit of man which God inspired, cannot together perish with this corporeal clod. I'm totally calling my body a corporeal clod from now on. Then in the grave or in some other dismal place, who knows, but I shall die a living death. Oh, thought horrid if true, yet why? It was but breath of life that sinned. What dies? But what had life and sin? The body properly hath neither. All of me then shall die. Let this appease the doubt, since human reach no further knows. Do you think Milton was like, I know a teenage boy?
He was a teenage boy.
Hi there.
Adam,
Thanks for the follow.
You tested the raccoon? You made him British?
I didn't mean to make him British.
Guys, Adam's having it rough. How can he exercise wrath without end on man whom death must end? Can he make deathless death? Well, I don't know, Adam, can he? That were to make strange contradiction, which to God himself impossible, is held as argument of weakness, not of power. Will he draw out for anger's sake? Finite to infinite, in punished man to satisfy his rigor, satisfied never, that were to extend his sentence beyond dust, and nature's law by which all causes else according still to the reception of their matter act, not to the extent of their own sphere, but say that death may not be one stroke, as I supposed, bereaving sense, but endless misery from this day onward, which I feel begun both in me and without me, and so last to perpetuity. Ay, me, That fear comes thundering back with dreadful revolution on my defenseless head. Both death and I am found eternal, and incorporate both. Nor I on my part single, in me all posterity stands cursed. Fair patrimony that I must leave ye sons, or were I able to waste it all myself and leave ye none. So disinherited, how would ye bless me now your curse? Ah, why should all mankind for one man's fault thus guiltless be condemned, if guiltless? But from me, what can proceed but all corrupt, both mind and will depraved, not to do only, but to will the same with me? How can they then acquitted stand in sight of God? Him after all disputes forced I absolve, all my evasions vain, and reasonings through though mazes lead me still but to my own conviction. First and last on me only, as the source and spring of all corruption. All the blame lights do, so might the wrath. Fond wish, couldst thou support thy burden heavier than the earth to bear, than all the world much heavier, though divided with that bad woman? Oh, we're a bad woman. It's happening. Now it's time to blame all the single ladies. 'Cause, bitch, you single. I don't see a ring on it. Thus, what thou desirest and what thou fearest alike destroys all hope of refuge, and concludes thee miserable beyond all past example and future. To Satan only like both crime and doom, O conscience. Into what abyss of fears and horrors hast thou driven me, out of which I find no way, from deep to deeper plunged? Oh, I'm such a teenage boy. Thus Adam to himself lamented loud as fuck through the still night. Not now, as ere man fell wholesome and cool and mild, but with black air accompanied with damps and dreadful gloom, which to his evil conscience represented all things with double terror. On the ground outstretched he laid, on the cold ground, and oft cursed his creation. Death is oft accursed of tardy execution, since denounced the day of his offense. Why comes not death, said he, with one thrice acceptable stroke to end me? Shall truth fail to keep her word, justice divine not hasten to be just? But death comes not at all. Justice divine mends not her slowest pace for prayers or cries. O woods, O fountains, hillocks, dales, and bowers, with other echo late I taught your shades to answer, and resound far other song, whom thus afflicted when sad Eve beheld desolate, where she sat approaching nigh. Soft words to his fierce passion she essayed, but her with stern regard he thus replied. Out of my sight, thou serpent, that name best befits thee. With him leagued, thyself as false and hateful nothing wants, but that thy shape like his, and colour serpentine, may show thy inward fraud, to warn all creatures from thee henceforth, lest that too heavenly form pretended to hellish falsehood snare them. But for thee I had persisted happy, had not thy pride and wandering vanity, when lest was safe, rejected my forewarning, and disdained not to be trusted, longing to be seen, though by the devil himself, him overweening to overreach. But with the serpent meeting, fooled and beguiled by him, thou I by thee, and trust thee from my side, imagined wise, constant, mature, proof against all assaults, and not understood all but was a show rather than solid virtue, all but a rib, crooked by nature, ooh, get fucked, bent, and as now appears more to that part sinister, from me drawn. Well, if thrown out as supernumerary to my just number found, oh, why did God, creator wise, though peopled highest heaven with spirits masculine, create at last this novelty on earth, this fair defect of nature? I'm gonna fucking punch Adam. I'm just like, oh, you son of a bitch! Ah! I need to sip some soda to not.
The unfortunate not beer.
I need to sip some not beer and look at a very cute pie who's now at level 7. Because fuck Adam. Bitch, you came from my side. My rib was curved, therefore you were already corrupted. I made you. Okay, I'll fucking unmake you, you piece of shit. We all want to punch him, I think. Thank you, Ditch. I want some sassy Eve, but it's not gonna happen. It's okay. Also that, ooh, spirits are masculine. Technically, Gabriel's a fucking chick, dick. It's cool. Biblically accurate angels, it's fine. The mischief had not then befallen, and more than shall befall. Innumerable disturbances on earth through female snares, in straight conjunction with the sex. For either he never shall find a fit mate, but such as some misfortune brings him, or mistake, or whom he wishes most shall seldom gain through her persevereness, but shall see her gained by a far worse, as if she love withheld by parents, or his happiest choice too late shall meet, already linked, and wedlock bound to a fell adversary, his hate or shame, which infinite calamity shall cause to human life, and household peace confound. He added not, and from her turned. But Eve, not so repulsed, with tears that ceased not flowing, and tresses all discord, at his feet fell humble, no bitch don't, and embracing them, besought his peace, and thus proceeded in her plaint. I feel like we need to pet Pie, because I'm gonna punch Eve and Adam. I'm okay. No. Her opening line is, "Forsake me not thus, Adam." I'd be like, bitch, free will. Anyway, we will do the analysis after we get through the next 100 lines. Okay, forsake me not thus, Adam. Witness heaven with love sincere and reverence in my heart I bear thee. And unweeting I have offended, unhappily deceived, thus suppliant I began, and beg, and clasp thy knees, bereave me not, whereon I live, thy gentle looks, thy aid, thy counsel, in this uttermost distress, my only strength and stay, forlorn of thee, whither shall I betake me, where subsist? While yet we live, scarce one short hour, perhaps between us two let there be peace, both joining and joined in injuries, one enmity against a foe by doom express assigned us, that cruel serpent. On me exercise not thy hatred for the misery befallen, on me already lost, me then thyself more miserable. Both have sinned, but thou against God only, I against God and thee, and to the place of judgment will return. There with my cries importune heaven, that all the sentence from thy head removed may light on me, sole cause to thee of all this woe, me only, just object of his ire. Ooh, Ibo, are spirits, angels, whatever, women, or are they genderless? So the cosmology of Paradise Lost is actually created by Milton, so in his era and time, it's all dudes. Like, Eve is the only feminine thing aside from the second beasts that were created. She ended weeping, and in her lowly plight, immovable till peace obtained from fault acknowledged and deplored, in Adam wrought commiseration. Soon his heart relented towards her. Oh, homeboy felt some pity. His life so late and sole delight, now at his feet, oh fuck you, submissive in distress. Creature so fair, his reconcilement seeking, his counsel whom she had displeased, his aid. And one disarmed, his anger all he lost, and thus with peaceful words appraised her soon. Unwary and too desirous is before so now of what thou knowest not, who desirest the punishment all on thyself. Alas, bear thine own first, ill able to sustain his full wrath, whose thou feelest is yet least part, and my displeasure bearest so ill. If prayers could alter high decree, I to that place would speed before thee and be louder heard, that on my head all night be visited thy frailty and infirmer sex forgiven, to me committed and by me exposed. But rise, let us no more contend nor blame each other, blamed enough elsewhere, but strive in offices of love, how we may lighten each other's burden and our share of woe, since this day's death denounced, if aught I see, will prove no sudden, but a slow-paced evil. A long day's dying to augment our pain, and to our seed, oh hapless seed derived. Wouldn't it be great if your parents called you Seed? Oh, you're the oldest seed, mama.
Spawn.
You're my little spawn. So spawny. Ugh. So cute and spawny. Here, pie. Sorry, I'm stuck on the seed. Seed, ew. I don't want a seed, it's a family name. Ew. Seed Jr. To whom thus Eve, recovering heart, replied, Adam, by sad experiment I know how little weight my words with thee can find, found so erroneous, thence my jest have been found so unfortunate. Nevertheless restored by thee, vile as I am, to place of new acceptance, hopeful to regain thy love. Oh my god, this is love bombing. The sole contentment of my heart, living or dying. From thee I will not hide what thoughts in my unquiet breast are risen, tending to some relief of our extremes, or end, though sad and sharp yet tolerable, as in our evils, and of easier choice. If care of our descent perplex us most, which must be born to certain woe, devoured by death at last, and miserable it is to be to others cause of misery, our own begotten, and of our loins to bring into this cursed world a woeful race, that after wretched life must be at last food for so foul a monster. In thy power it lies, yet ere conception, to prevent the race unblessed, to being yet unbegot. Childless thou art, childless remain. So death shall be deceived his glut, and with us two be forced to satisfy his ravenous maw. But if thou judge it hard and difficult, conversing, looking, loving, to abstain love's due rights. God damn, girl. We could be celibate, but if you can't look at me without being like, hey, babe. Nuptial embraces sweet, and with desire to languish without hope, before the present object languishing with like desire, which would be misery and torment less than none of what we dread. Then, both ourselves in seed at once to free what we fear from both. Let us make short, let us seek death, as he not found supply with our own hands his office on ourselves. Why stand we longer shivering under fears that show no end but death, and have the power of many ways to die the shortest choosing, destruction with destruction to destroy? She ended here, A vehement despair broke off the rest. So much of death her thoughts had entertained, as dyed her cheeks with pale. But Adam, with such counsel nothing swayed, to better hopes his more attentive mind laboring had raised, and thus to Eve replied. Eve, thy contempt of life and pleasure seems to argue in thee something more sublime and excellent than what thy mind contemns. Fuck you. But self-destruct... So what? Are you okay? What is it, Mama?
We're good.
But no. What was that face? Is it the epic poetry comprehension into immediate response?
Well, it's like I'm following along and I'm like, I'm into the rhythm.
And then, fuck you.
And then the modern prose.
Sorry, my bad. Fuckest if thou. Would you like me to incorporate it in better?
Thou fuckest thyself.
Wilt thou go and fuck thyself with
Then
a
fucketh
stick?
all the way off the fucking that way.
Anyway, thanks for calling me smarter than I look. But self-destruction, therefore, thought refutes that excellence thought in thee, and implies not thy contempt, but anguish and regret for loss of life and pleasure over-loved. Or if thou covet death as utmost end of misery, so thinking to evade the penalty pronounced, doubt not but God hath wiselier armed his vengeance ire than so to be forestalled. Much more I fear lest death so snatched will not exempt us from the pain we are by doom to pay. Rather, such acts of contumely will provoke the highest to make death in us live. Then let us seek some safer resolution, which methinks I have in view, calling to mind with heed part of our sentence, that thy seed shall bruise the serpent's head. Pietus amends, unless be meant, whom I conjecture our grand foe, Satan, who is the serpent, hath contrived against us this deceit. To crush his head would be revenge indeed, which will be lost by death brought on ourselves, or childless days resolved as thou proposed. So our foe shall escape his punishment ordained, and we instead shall double ours upon our heads. No more be mentioned then to violence against ourselves and wilful barrenness, that cuts us off from hope, and savors only rancor and pride, impatience and despite, reluctance against God and his just yoke laid on our necks. Remember with what mild and gracious temper had both head, and judged without wrath or reviling. We expected immediate dissolution, which we thought was meant by death that day, when lo, to thee pains only in childbearing were foretold. Really, buddy? Thanks. And bringing forth soon recompensed with joy. Fruit of thy womb on me the curse aslopped graced this ground. With labor I must earn my bread. What harm? Idleness had been worse. Okay, Protestant white guy, my labor will sustained me, and lest cold or heat should injure us, his timely care hath unbesought provided, and his hands clothed us unworthy, pitying while he judged. How much more, if we pray him, will his ear be open, and his heart to pity incline? And teach us further by what means to shun the inclement seasons, rain, ice, hail, and snow, which now the sky with various face begins to show us in this mountain, while the winds blow moist and keen, shattering the graceful looks of these fair spreading trees, which birds us seek some better shroud, some better warmth to cherish our limbs benumbed ere this diurnal star leave cold the night. How we his gathered beams reflected, may the matter sear ferment, or by collision of two bodies grind the air attrite to fire, as late the clouds justling are pushed with winds rude, and the shock time the slant the lightning, whose thwart flame driven down kindles the gummy bark of fir or pine, and sends a comfortable heat from far, which might supply the sun such fire to use, and What may else be remedy or cure to evils which our own misdeeds have wrought? He will instruct us, praying, oh, for fuck's sake, Adam, and of grace beseeching him, so as we need not fear to pass commodiously this life, sustained by him with many comforts, except death, till we end in dust, see my point taken, our final to rest a native home. What better can we do than to place repairing where he judge us prostrate, fall before him reverent, and there confess humbly our faults, and pardon beg with tears watering the ground, with our sighs the air frequenting, sent from hearts contrite, in sign of sorrow unfeigned, and humiliation meek. Undoubtedly he will relent, he won't, and turn from his displeasure, in whose looks sincere when angry most he seemed, and most severe. What else but favor, grace, and mercy shown? So spake our father pertinent, nor Eve felt less remorse. They forthwith to their place repairing where he judged them, prostrate fell before him reverent, and both confessed humbly their faults, and pardon begged with tears watering the ground, and with their sighs the air frequenting, sent from hearts contrite, in sign of sorrow unfeigned, and humiliation meek. And that, friends, is the end of Book 10. Dun dun dun! Fucking God. Fucking Adam. God fucking Adam. Like,
I mean,
well, bet. Just a little bit. How we do? Is everybody awake? Or did everybody fall asleep? Just checking in. Pie's at level 7. He's doing it.
he's doing great.
I'm sorry he was talking so much, guys. I'm gonna hydrate Pie. Here, buddy. Half. Neko half and half. How are you half and half? You're like, I'm half awake. Do you want to turn off the fantasies of final, or?
No.
Okay. Ooh, doing some abyssal chaos. How long is this book? So, Ms., we just wrapped book 10 of 12. And we have, so book 11. I'm checking right now. Please have less than 1,000 lines. Book 11 has 901 lines of poetry. And book 12 has... only, we might finish tonight, y'all. Only has 650 lines. Frost, thank you for petting Pie. Most people don't think Paradise Lost is this long because they never make it past book 1 because everyone's like, oh my god, look at Satan walking across that flame and lava. It's hot. So, and that's where most of the lines are quoted. You're recovering from poor fanfic reading choices? Oh no. That's not good. Aw. It's okay. Remember, this is to help you go to sleepy. But, in tradition, both figuratively, always, yes, everyone always thoroughly check fanfic tags.
Look at the kudos to hits ratio.
Mama says look at the kudos to hits ratio. Psst, watch it on mute. Give me the views. I do that for you on multiple accounts. Alright. We're gonna have... Here, Mama, you get to pick. Would you like Cherub Satan or Stacy from Marketing to read the argument?
Be a trash can, apparently, for my fucking record.
Yeah.
Stacy from Marketing.
Mama has chosen Stacy from Marketing to read the argument of book 11. I'm so sorry. It was a good one-shot that just missed a major character death tag. Ooh.
Oh, I hate that.
Alright. Are you ready, Mama?
I'm ready to go.
Book 11. The argument. So, like, the Son of God presents to his Father the prayers of our first parents now repenting and intercedes for them. God accepts them, but declares that they must no longer abide in paradise. Sends Michael with a band of cherubim, oh my god, guys, cherub Satan, to dispossess them. Oh my god, he's even a shitty landlord. Bitch, you're evicted. Don't we get 30 days out? Now.
I mean, bad parent, bad landlord, bad a lot of it.
But first, to reveal to Adam future things. Michael's coming down. Adam shows to Eve certain ominous signs. He discerns Michael's approach, goes out to meet him. The angel denounces their departure. Eve's lamentation. Adam pleads but submits, because that's just the way this fucker rolls. The angel leads him up to a high hill, sets before him in vision what shall happen till the flood. Ooh, we're getting through the book of Genesis. Alright. Gentle reminder, Stacy from marketing is a channel option, as are some other sounds. But we're gonna get some cherubs! Oh my god! They're coming to kill me, Sevi! I can't get that to put on the soundboard. I'm so sorry. If you've ever seen Angel Sanctuary, you know what that's from. Anyway. Poor Metatron. It wasn't his fault. It's what happens when you cruise the Book of Enoch. What? Also, you Caleb lovers will love Angel Sanctuary. Okay. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but Jesus.
Just giving a hint. If you're having fun, like and subscribe. Pet the fucking fox. Join us for this party. Guys, we might be able to finish this tonight, and then it'll go into Dante's fucking Inferno. The Paradiso, bitches. It's not like I'm into religious epic poetry. I feel.
Are you sure?
I feel like I need to like have a moment with the microphone.
Brings it up.
Guys, I Daddy. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I'm not really into this shit because mostly it's about being like, haha, fuck off, God. But like, come on, Virgil wrote a great piece.
The original, technically, I mean, isn't Dante's Inferno technically considered the original fanfiction?
I would put that in Soseki's case in early AD. But interesting.
Like, more, let me rephrase. Like,
The Paradiso in its entirety.
Yeah.
No, because it's actually a commentary on what's happening in the political system of the time, and Virgil was like, hey, bitch, these are the 3 dudes I hate most, so I'm gonna put them in the 9th ring of hell and ice and have people shit in their mouths and go, I'm better than you!
I mean, that's what fanfiction does.
No.
Fanfiction is to work out some stuff.
Okay, look. Do you want to point on the doll where protective custody hurt you? Because I know you got a lot of grief to work through.
Look, there was a lot to unpack.
There was a lot to unpack.
I made myself cry during that fucking
I remember you called me and was like, I just saw Caleb's scene after 4 weeks and I need to talk to you. I'm like, fucking hell, I just want to sleep.
I'm dead inside.
I'm dead inside. I should make that a part of the soundboard.
I'm dead inside. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Ibo, why have you been a very bad girl? What the fuck happened? Mom is fine.
I'm fine. This is a Tuesday.
But I would say it's like Alexander Hamilton, as we watched recently, being like, bitch, I totally had an affair. It was a fabulous affair, but I did not embezzle money from America. So you know what? I'm gonna write my papers and be like, what? And then
I did not embezzle.
I fucked her, but I did not embezzle money. And it's like, bro, you have 7 children, and that's kind of what, Virgil does, except it's like, look at this guy, I'm gonna fucking teabag him in words. That's the Paradiso.
I mean, yes,
but also in general, he's basically sticking himself into the story, being like, "I'm the special one going on this journey," and then making commentary about a lot of things about his feelings. This is a man expressing his feelings about a lot of stuff.
Exactly, which I would not make as fan fiction. I would say is publishing a Dear John letter of his diary.
I mean,
Maybe this is like the discussion of fantasy versus headcanon, isn't it?
a little bit, but also I think this is the...
There's like a minuscule line.
We're reaching the age of, in modern day literacy and literature, how are we defining fan fiction? Because fan fiction covers so many genres in and of itself.
The reason I say it is not fan fiction is because he created the entirety of the cosmology and built everything. It didn't exist before he wrote it. Everyone else is doing fan fiction of Virgil. That's
Based
why.
on that
is why I don't
that
count.
argument, yes, I can give you. Because, I mean, it's not that fan fiction doesn't have things where we make up... Oh, I mean, I made up a bunch of Lemurian shit. But given that...
But it was still based on something that existed.
Yes, to a degree, with my own interpretation. With that in play, yes, I could make that argument that... Well, I could definitely make the argument and agree that everything coming after is not necessarily fan fiction of the Bible, it's fan fiction of Dante.
Correct. And Dante was not specifically making fan fiction of the Bible. It has nothing to do with the Bible. The things that are referenced are not, except maybe a couple of names. Also adding Ms. here, saying, I feel Mama on fanfic being, quote, I gotta work through some shit. Lots of my shit tends to be self-inserty, and it took a decade to realize how it was a sign I was mentally fucked during my period of my life. Totally agree that you can absolutely, in fanfiction or literature, both, like... You can do that insert. I don't think that's what defines fanfiction.
No. I can say be a part of fan fiction, but what I'm saying is I think we've reached a capacity with literature as it stands right now where fan fiction is ascending beyond something that weird people do on the internet.
Oh, I would 1000% agree with that.
Like it is ascended into an actual genre of literature, and therefore how do we define what is fan fiction? Because one could say, for example, of course, right when I needed my brain, I think it's called Sailing the Wargo Sea, but it's essentially somebody wrote Jane Eyre from the perspective of his wife and the wife.
I would say that is a fan fiction.
And that, I'm like, that's technically fan
fiction.
fiction. Same with Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. That's technically
fan fiction, absolutely.
And the thing about fan fiction, though, is that it can run multiple genres. It's like, it's fan fiction, and it's fan fiction with insert genre here.
1000%. I think the thing that defines fan fiction is it is based on a previously published work.
And the vast majority of it must come from already established intellectual property.
Right. You can add your own, you can add, but like, yeah.
So in that interpretation with that, then I still think Dante's riding the line, like it's like he's nodding at it, but he's not into.
I think the reason you're kind of thinking of like him riding the line is just because of the same genres and poetry and things that were coming out at the same time all kind of had the theme. Now, to be fair, it could be he's fan fictioning Paradise Lost slightly, because technically Milton was the first to do a biblically based epic poem. He did not set out to do so. He established the genre.
Yeah.
But the reason I would say it is not is it's not because Virgil didn't come in and go, hey, like, I'm gonna take this cosmology from Milton and use it to write my basis. He made his own.
Yeah, it's like this era where we've got Paradise Lost, Dante's Inferno. It's we're writing a line of where I'm like, you're borderline fan fiction. Because
I'm looking up the year it was written. Yeah, technically, Dante's Inferno came 300 years before Milton.
Yeah. I can never remember who comes first for some reason between Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno.
They feel very much of the same era, but they're
feel
not.
Contemporary, but they're not.
Well, not, yeah. Neko, so fan fiction depends on the ratio of the previous created material it runs on. I would say yes.
Yeah. I agree that there is a ratio. It's about what is the threshold.
Right.
How much percentage are we giving it?
And then I would think in some cases, like, at what point is it fan fiction when it is like based on the Bible, which is something that is if taking it out of
religious text.
Well, taking it out of religious text, there are some texts that are just established in the literary world, period, that like everyone knows, everyone reads, that are like establishing factors of humanity.
Well, yeah, I mean, then you're getting into things like Tolkien, which, I mean, every fantasy writer has to deal with the Tolkien mountain of either you acknowledge Tolkien or you go away from Tolkien, but you're going to make a decision about Tolkien.
Exactly.
And how the elves and the dwarves and the whatnot work.
Yes.
So
how fantasy works. Yeah.
How fantasy works.
But
So,
he also wrote a fan fiction.
I mean, it's also...
To be fair, Tolkien is a fan fiction
Yes.
of The Ring of the Nibelungs. So,
Yes.
pet your cat, son. Sorry, nephew.
I didn't know who you were calling son there for a second.
King's offline. Please don't sniff the tissues that saved my face, cat.
I mean, is he offline or is he there in spirit and asleep?
I'm pretty sure he's asleep. Once you start purring, I'll hold the microphone. Hi. See, look at all these beautiful women that pet you. You're the only male in my life. Except for Sire. Then now he's on my foot. Okay. So, shall we get our Michael on? Yeah, you can move it. It's cool, but then that's weird. She's building the raccoon, y'all. Okay. Let's do this, bitch. Come on, it took me an hour.
Hey, that was intellectual.
Cat's like, you breathed!
I moved. I made noise. I'm so sorry. Look, we're educating here. We're having a genuine debate. Yeah, they do feel like contemporaries. I know one of them is 300 years away, but they feel so close.
Alright. I feel like y'all, we need a moment of zen. Are you ready for some zen, mama?
Are we refocusing? Is that what you're doing?
Aren't you feeling this? So zenny. Much wow. Okay, time to read. How about you do the first couple of lines? You
All the way from over here, shall I shout?
Here, hang on. Mama's gonna take a stab at the opening narrative.
Oh my god.
You got this, buddy.
Oh
This
jeez.
will be funny because now you're gonna be talking on my.
I'm gonna move your mouth.
You're gonna move my mouth.
I'm gonna move your mouth. Oh lord.
Hang on.
Thus they, in lowliest plight, repentant stood, praying. For from the mercy seat above, previous grace descending had removed the stony from their hearts, and made new flesh regenerate grow instead, that sighs now breathed. Unutterable. Sorry, the light is horrible. I'm like, what is that word? Unutterable, which the spirit of prayer inspired and winged for heaven with speedier flight than loudest oratory, yet their port not of mean suitors, nor important less seemed their petition than when the ancient pair in fable old, less ancient yet than these. Page.
Page. Don't make me do this.
I must turn the page. Please
You
hold.
can pass it back whenever you're ready.
No, I'm going to make it through the paragraph. Fuck me.
No, I'm gonna do. Fuck, shit, crap. Why do I have to have such pride like an angel?
Oh, thank you for the light.
You're welcome.
Is that Deculian? Decalion? I've only ever read these
I
words.
can't see it from here.
With your little eyes. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make it up as I go.
Oh my god.
This is what happens when you only read words and have never heard them said aloud.
This is not. It might be Greek, actually.
Well, it's Deucalion. Deculion? What do we say? How do we say it?
Decalion.
Decalion? Thanks, friend. Is that Pyra?
Dude! Are you gonna read it or not?
Give me light. I'm just gonna make it up as I go. Fuck it. Deculion and chased Pyra to restore the race of mankind drowned before the shrine of Themis.
stood devout.
Just commit
I'm
to the
committing.
words.
I'm committing. To heaven their prayers flew up, nor missed the way by envious winds, blown vagabond or frustrate. In they passed dimensionless through heavenly doors, then, clad with incense, where the golden altar fumed by their great intercessor, came in sight before the Father's throne, them the glad Son presenting. Thus, to intercede began. See, Father, of course. See, Father, what first fruits on earth are sprung from thy implanted grace in man, these sighs and prayers, which in these golden censers mixed with incense, I, thy priest, before thee bring, fruits of more pleasing savour from thy seed, sown with contrition in his heart, than those which his own hand manuring, all the trees of paradise could have produced, ere fallen from innocence. Now, therefore, bend thine ear to supplication. Hear his sighs through mute, unskilful with what words to pray, let me interpret from him, me his advocate, and what the hell? Prophet, just sound it out and be fine. Go fuck yourself.
Are you still in the top 20 lines?
Oh no, we're past that, babe.
Oh, you're just going all out now.
Propitiation? I don't even.
You want some help?
This is an SAT word I missed.
SAT word I missed. Oh my god, dude.
Propitiation? Anyway, moving right along, all his work's on me. Good or not good, in graft my merit those shall perfect, and for these my death shall pay.
You almost said my dick shall pay.
I almost did. Look,
My dick shall pay.
I have no mercy behind me over here, so I'm like between the boys, the raccoon, and this, who knows where we are in life. Accept me, and in me from these receive the smell of peace toward mankind. Let him live before the reconciled, at least his days numbered, though sad till death his doom, which I to mitigate thus plead, not to reverse. To better life shall yield him, where with me all my redeemed may dwell in joy and bliss, made one with me as I with thee am one. Nikki has exited the room, so I'm continuing on. We're so sorry for this, everybody. To whom the Father, without cloud serene, all thy request for man, accepted Son, obtain, all thy request with my decree, but longer in that paradise to dwell, the law I gave to narrate him forbids. Those pure immortal elements that know no gross, no unharmonious mixture foul, eject him tainted now, and purge him off as a distemper gross to air as gross, and mortal food as may dispose him best, for dissolution wrought by sin, that first distempered all things, and of incorrupt corrupted. I at first with two fair gifts created him endowed with happiness and immortality that fondly lost. This others served but to eternize woe, till I provided death. So death becomes his final remedy, and after life tried in sharp tribulation and refined by faith and faithful works, to second life, waked in the renovation of the just, resigns him up with heaven and earth renewed. But let us call to synod. I'm leaving this to you.
Let's call to... Oh, fuck.
That's totally what that was at that point.
Well done, buddy.
Cool. I made it.
Proud of you.
I made it pretty far, actually.
The first thing I hear is, I provide death. It's cool, buddy. We're...
My finger.
That's fine. I'm just gonna start from the top so I know what the fuck I'm saying. From here. The top of the... From line 45.
Good. I got you far. Synod.
Synod. I'm trying to see what word it was.
Synod.
I can't...
SYNOD.
She's like, Mama likes all the things that are She likes 2-syllable English. She would like to pass on all Greek readings.
No, it's one of those things where I need to read literally out loud to myself with no one hearing and then go back in and record.
I know. It's cool, buddy. All right. Taking it on from line 70. We're on book 11, y'all. Let's do this. We're going to finish. Sorry. But give it up for Mama. Everyone pet our cute little pie in honor. Thank you, Frost. All right. As how with peccant angels late they saw, and in their state, though firm, stood more confirmed. He ended, and the sun gave signal high to the bright minister that watched. He blew his trumpet, heard an orib, since perhaps when God descended, and perhaps once more to sound at general doom. The angelic blast filled all the regions, from their blissful bowers of amaranthian shade, fountain or spring by the waters of life, where they sat in fellowships of joy. The sons of light hasted, restoring to the summons high, and took their seats, till from his throne supreme the Almighty thus pronounced his sovereign will. Are you sure? You don't want it to be Stacy from marketing? Oh, sons. Sorry, we're doing Stacy from marketing. Oh, sons, like one of us man is become to know both good and evil, since his taste of that defended fruit. But let him boast his knowledge of good lost and evil got. Happier had it sufficed him to have known good by itself, and evil not at all. He sorrows now, repents, and prays contrite. My motions in him, longer than they move his heart, I know how variable and vain self left. Lest, therefore, his now bolder hand also reach for the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Dream at least to live forever. To remove him I decree, and send him from the garden forth to till the ground whence he was taken. Fitter soil. Bitch. Come on, you know that's how God's talking to Michael right now. Alright. Michael, this my behest have thou in charge. Take to thee from among the cherubim thy choice of flaming warriors, and I don't think he means that in the way that I wish it was. Lest the fiend, or in behalf of man, or to invade vacant possession, some new trouble raise, haste thee, and from the paradise of God, without remorse drive out the sinful pair, from hallowed ground the unholy, and denounce to them, and to their progeny thence perpetual banishment. Yet, lest they faint at the sad sentence rigorously urged, for I behold them softened, and with tears bewailing their excess all terror hide. If patiently thy bidding they obey, dismiss them not disconsolate. Reveal to Adam what shall come in future days, and I shall thee enlighten, intermix my covenant with the woman's seed renewed. So send them forth, though sorrowing, yet in peace. And on the east side of the garden place, where entrance up from Eden easiest climbs, cherubic watch, and of a sword the flame wide waving, all approach far off to fright, and guard all passage to the tree of life, lest paradise a receptacle prove to spirits foul, and all my trees their prey, with whose stolen fruit man once more to delude. I don't think rock, paper, scissors is working with pie. And I'm Sarah. I'm sorry. But you can pet him. He ceased, and the archangelic power prepared for swift descent, With him the cohort bright of watchful cherubim, 4 faces each had, like a double Janus, all their shape spangled with eyes more numerous than those of Argus, and more wakeful than to drowse, charmed with Arcadian pipe, the pastoral reed of Hermes, or his opiate rod. Meanwhile, to resalute the world with sacred light, Lacothea waked, and with fresh dews embalmed the earth, when Adam and first matron Eve had ended now their orisons, and found strength added from above, new hope to spring out of despair, joy, but with fear yet linked, which thus to Eve his welcome words renewed. Eve, easily may faith admit that all the good which we enjoy from heaven descends, but that from us aught shall ascend to heaven so prevalent to be concerned the mind of God high blessed, or to incline his will hard to believe may seem. Yet this will prayer, or one short sigh of human breath, upborne even to the seat of God, for since I sought by prayer the offended deity to appease, kneeled and before him humbled all my heart, methought I saw him placiable and mild, bending his ear. Persuasion in me grew that I was heard with favor. Peace returned home to my breast, and to my memory his promise, that thy seed shall bruise our foe. You know, I've never seen a dude so happy to step on the back of a snake's head. Which, not minded in dismay, yet now assures me that the bitterness of death is past, and we shall live. You're an idiot. Whence hail to thee, Eve rightly called, mother of all mankind, mother of all things living, since by thee man is to live, and all things live for man. Oh, it looks like Sleepy Pie is now finally working. Sorry. To whom thus Eve with sad demeanor meek, ill-worthy I such title should belong to me, transgressor, who for thee ordained help because thy snare to me reproach rather belongs, distrust and all dispraise. But infinite in pardon was my judge, that I, who first brought death on all, am graced the source of life. Next favorable thou, who highly thus to entitle me vouchsafest far other name deserving. But the field to labor calls us now, with sweat imposed through after sleepless night. For see the morn, all unconcerned with our unrest, begins her rosy progress smiling. Let us forth. I never from thy side henceforth to stray, wherever our day's work lies, though now enjoined laborious, till day droop while here we dwell. What can be toilsome in these pleasant walks? Here let us live, though in fallen state contest. Ms., I think Caleb would be very happy to step on the back of a snake's head, thinking of a specific viper. So spake, so wished, much humbled Eve, but fate subscribed not. Nature first gave signs, impressed on birds, beast, air suddenly eclipsed after short blush of morn. Nigh on her sight the bird of Jove stooped from his airy tower. 2 birds of gayest plume before him drove down from a hill the beast that reigns in woods. First hunter then pursued a gentle brace, goodliest if all the forest, hart and hind. Direct to the eastern gate was bent their flight, Adam observed, and with his eye the chase pursuing not unmoved, to Eve thus spake. O Eve, some further change awaits us nigh, which heaven by these mute signs in nature shows forerunners of his purpose, or to warn us, haply too secure of our discharge from penalty, because from death released some days. How long, and what till then our life, who knows? Or most than this, than that we are dust, and thither must return and be no more? Why else this double object from our sight of flight pursued in the air and over the ground, of way the self-same hour? Why in the east darkness ere day's mid-course and morning light more orient in yon western cloud that draws o'er the blue firmament of radiant white and slow descends in something heavenly fraught? He erred not, for by this the heavenly hands down from a sky of jasper lighted now in paradise, and on a hill made halt, a glorious apparition. Had not doubt and carnal fear the day dimmed Adam's eye. Not that more glorious when the angels met Jacob in Mahaiman, where he saw the field pavilioned with his guardians bright. Not that which on the flaming mount appeared in Dothan covered with a camp of fire against the Syrian king, who to surprise one man, assassin like that levied war unproclaimed. The princely hierarch, in their bright stand, there left his powers to seize possession of the garden. He alone, to find where Adam sheltered, took his way, not unperceived of Adam who to Eve, while the great visitant approach, thus spake. Eve, now expect great tidings. Oh, you're so wrong, buddy, which perhaps of us will soon determine or impose new laws to be observed. For I descry from yonder blazing cloud that veils the hill, one of the heavenly host, and by his gate none of the meanest, some great prodenate of the thrones above, such majesty invests him coming, yet not terrible, that I should fear, nor sociably mild, as Raphael, that I should much confide, but Solomon sublime, whom not to offend. With reverence I must meet, and thou retire. He ended, and the archangel soon drew nigh, not in his shape celestial, but as man clad to meet man. Over his lucid arms a military vest of purple flowed, livelier than Melbisian, or the grain of Sarah, worn by kings and heroes old in time of truce. Iris had dipped the woof, his starry helm unbuckled showed him prime in manhood, damn, where youth ended. By his side, as in glistening zodiac, hung the sword, Satan's dire dread, and in his hand the spear. Adam bowed low. He, kingly from his state, inclined not, but his coming thus declared. Adam, heaven's high behest no preface needs. Sufficient that thy prayers are heard, and death then due by sentence when thou didst transgress, defeated of his seizure, many days given thee of grace wherein thou mayest repent, and one bad act with many deeds well done mayest cover. Well may then thy Lord, appeased, redeem thee quite from death's rapacious claim. But longer in this paradise to dwell permits not. To remove thee I am come, and send thee from the garden forth, to till the ground whence thou wast taken, fitter soil. He added not, for Adam at the news, heart struck with chilling gripe of sorrows, stood, that all his sentence bound. Eve, who unseen, yet all had heard, an audible lament discovered soon the place of her retire. It's Raphael with a PH, y'all! One's an angel with like 50 titles. The other is a fucking fish god. One's cooler than the other. I'll let you decide. Oh my god, did our little pie level up, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh my god, pie have a treat. Redeem. Yeah. Oh, unexpected stroke. Really, Adam? Worse than death! Must I leave thee, paradise? Thus leave thee, native soil, these happy walks and shades, fit haunt of gods, where I had hoped to spend, quiet though sad, the respite of that day that must be mortal to us both. O flowers that never will in other climate grow, my early visitation and my lasted even, which I bred up with tender hand from the first opening bud, and gave ye names, who now shall rear ye to the sun, or rank your tribes, and water from the ambrosial fount the lastly nuptial bower, by me adorned with what to sight or smell was sweet. From thee how shall I part? and whither wander down into the lower world, to this obscure and wild? How shall we breathe in other air less pure, accustomed to immortal fruits? Did this bitch just really get mad because he was getting kicked out to the burbs?
Yep.
Oh my
But
god.
he's privileged.
He's so privileged. Oh my god.
Daddy's boy. And it was Eve's fault because she had boobs.
Oh yeah. But I mean, she's so crooked from that rib. God damn. Whom thus, this is gonna be my new thing. Whom thus the angel interrupted mild. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Chill. Like I gotta do the classic Michael voice.
Oh my god. Yes.
Of the, okay, whoa, bro, lament not, Eve, but patiently resign what justly thou hast lost, nor set thy heart thus overfond on what which is not thine. Thy going is not lonely, with thee goes thy husband, him to follow thou art bound, where he abides, think thee thy native soil. Adam, from the cold, sudden damp recovering, and his scattered spirits return, to Michael thus his humble words addressed. Celestial, whether among the thrones, or named of them the highest, from such of shape may seem prince above princes, greatly hast thou told thy message, which might else be in telling wound, and in performing end us. What besides of sorrow and dejection and despair our frailty can sustain, thy tidings bring departure from this happy place, our sweet recess, and only consolation left familiar to our eyes. All places else inhospitable appear, and desolate, not knowing us nor known, and if by prayer incessant I could hope to change the will of him who all things can, I would not cease to weary him to my assiduous cries. But prayer against his absolute decree no more avails than breath against the wind, blown stifling back on him that breathed it forth. Therefore to his great bidding I submit. This most afflicts me, that departing hence, as from his face I shall be hid, deprived his blessed countenance. Here I could frequent with worship place by place, where he vouchsafed presence divine, and to my sons relate, on this mount he appeared, under this tree stood visible, among these pines his voice I heard. Here with him at this fountain talked. So many grateful altars I would rear of grassy turf, and pile up every stone of luster from the brook, in memory or monument to ages, and thereon offer sweet-smelling gums and fruits and flowers. And yonder nether world, where shall I seek his bright appearances or footsteps trace? For though I fled him angry, yet recalled to life prolonged and promised race, I now gladly behold, though but his utmost skirts of glory, and far off his steps adore. To whom thus Michael, with regard benign, thus Michael gave no fucks. I'm gonna start using that. Adam, thou knowest heaven his, and all the earth, not this rock only. His omnipresence fills land, sea, and air, and every kind that lives fermented by his virtual power and warmed. All the earth he gave thee to possess and rule, no despicable gift. Surprise not, then, his presence to these narrow bounds confined of paradise or Eden. This had been perhaps thy capital seat, from whence had spread all generations, and had hither come, from all the ends of the earth, to celebrate and reverence thee, their great progenitor. But this preeminence thou hast lost, brought down to dwell on even ground now with thy son. Yet doubt now in valley and in plain God is here, and will be found alike present, and of his presence many a sign still following thee, still compassing thee round with goddess and paternal love, his face express, and of his steps the track divine, which that thou mayest believe and be confirmed ere thou from hence depart. Know I am sent to show thee what shall come in future days to thee and to thy offspring. Good with bad expect to hear, supernal grace contending with sinfulness of men, thereby to learn true patience, and to temper joy with fear and pious sorrow, equally injured by moderation either state to bear, prosperous or adverse. So shalt thou lead safest thy life, and best prepared endure thy mortal passage when it comes. Ascend this hill. Let Eve, for I have drenched her eyes, here sleep below, while thou to foresight wakest, as once thou slepest, while she to life was formed. And to whom thus Adam gratefully replied, like the little bitch he is, Ascend, I follow thee, safe guide, the path thou wouldst lead me, and to hand of heaven submit, however chastening, to the evil turn my obvious breast, alarming to overcome by suffering and earn rest from labor won, if so I may attain. So both ascend in the visions of God. It was a hill of paradise the highest, from whose top the hemisphere of earth in cleanest ken stretched out to the amplest reach of prospect lay. Not higher than hill or wider looking round, whereon, for different cause, the tempter set our second Adam to his wilderness, to show him all earth's kingdoms in their glory. His eye might there command whatever stood, city of old or modern fame, the seat of mightiest empire, from the destined walls of Cambelau, seat of the Carthaginian Can, and Semaranchand of Oxus, Tamir's throne. Do you want to do this Greek and German part? Starting at the top of the page. We're giving it to Mama, guys. Or are you going to tap out immediately? You ready? You doing it?
Oh yeah, just because you're gonna die laughing.
I'm gonna love it.
Okay, here we go.
You got this. Get your Latin on, baby.
To Paquin of Cynian kings, and thence to Agra and Lahore of great Mogul.
Lahore.
Lahore? Sounds so French. Lahore. Lahore? Lahore. Yeah, it's feminine. To Agra and Lahore of great Mogul, down to the golden Chersones? Is this a CH as a K or a Ch? Where does
Depends on the letters after it, whether it is going to be Greek or Italian.
ER?
CHER? But like,
Chersones? Chersones. Making it up as I go.
the trick is commit.
I'm committing.
Just commit.
I'm committing a lot of crimes.
Yeah, you are.
Down to the golden Chersones, and where the Persian in Ekbatan sat, or since in Isfahan, sure, or where the Russian Tsar in Moscow, or the Sultan in Byzance. Jesus Christ. Turcheston born? Nor could his eye not ken the empire of Negus to his utmost port. Coco. This is so bad. And the less maritime kings. You better not be recording me.
No.
Put the phone down.
But I have to have my hands in the air, guys.
I don't trust her. Coco. Oh my god. And the less maritime kings, Mombasa, Quiloa, and Melinde. And so far, this sounds like you making fantasy names by walking around and taking electronic brands.
It was smart.
It was smart.
I'm not wrong.
It was smart.
Chaos is a great fantasy name.
It is an amazing name. And so Fala thought Ophir to the realm of Congo and Angola farthest south, or thence from Niger flood to Atlas Mount, the kingdoms of Almansor, Fez and Sus, Morocco and the Algiers and Tremisian, on Europe thence, and when Rome was to sway the world in spirit, perhaps he also saw rich Mexico, the seat of Montezuma, and Cusco in Peru.
Good job, buddy.
That's the end of the page.
You're like, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Go forth, conquer.
You're like, I got Peru and Rome out of that.
Moscow, and I knew how to pronounce Tsar.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, you got Congo.
I got Congo. I know how to pronounce Congo and Montezuma. Come on now. Fuck you. Escanono. What was it?
It keeps going.
I know it does.
Do you want to finish it out?
Oh, why? Do you want to?
I just want to know how you would say that one. I'm a bad friend, y'all. What? Okay, you get. Oh, she's gonna finish it out, people. Mom didn't raise a quitter.
Mama didn't raise a quitter. This is what it's like when you're reading something you've never heard out loud, and so your brain's like, where's the pronunciation guide for the fantasy names, and which elf is this?
Okay, to be fair, these aren't fantasy names because of the era in which Milton was writing. He was referencing Greek and Roman tragedies.
I know, good for him, but it's been a while. These aren't my contemporaries.
No, fair enough, they're not your contemporaries, but they are famous.
They are, good for them. Where's
You're
the
like, bitch, I fucking hate you.
Where's the pronunciation guide? Where's the accessibility?
Do you want me to get the Greek pronunciation?
It's fine. I can offend on my own. Okay, from the start of the page. I can't even make myself say it out loud because I can just hear you over there.
I'm not saying shit.
Oh, you're saying it in your head.
I'm saying it with my eyes.
And your eyebrows.
No. I can't control my eyebrows.
Yes, you can. Of Ataphilippe and yet unspoiled Guyana, whose great city of Gurion's sons call El Dorado. I know that one.
It literally sounds like you're like, El Dorado.
I know. But to nobler sights, Michael from Adam's eyes the film removed, which that false fruit that promised clearer sight had bred, then purged with the euphrasy and rue the visual nerve, for he had much to see. And from the well of life 3 drops instilled, so deep the power of these ingredients pierced, even to the inmost seat of mental sight, that Adam, now enforced to close his eyes, sunk down, and all his spirits became entranced, but him the gentle angel by the hand soon raised, and his intentions thus recalled. That is the end of the fucking paragraph.
Wow.
Thank you. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
You did it, buddy.
I did it.
I'm proud of you.
Give me Dickinson.
Okay, you can read some Dickinson. You did it. Good job. She's like, I hate you. I hate every fiber of you.
I did it. Thank you, Ross. Mama did it.
Ditch gave you a GG.
Thank you. Good game, I made it.
El Dorado.
Oh, thank God, something in Spanish.
I don't think anybody knows what the fuck just happened for the last 100 lines.
It's fine. A lot of shit went down with names, and it's cool.
He was just saying, you know.
It's Adam. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. That's the true point. Ooh, woo.
Ooh, woo. Are you gonna go back and read it yourself?
No,
directly?
I'm good. Do you need me to? No, we're at line. We're almost done with. Look at this. Look how far we've gotten through. Look at the broken spine on this book. I have assaulted my Paradise Lost, y'all. I mean, I assaulted it before. I fold my books over. I'm so sorry to all the librarians.
Books are meant to be read.
Oh, but this
That's
feels
why you
this
have-
feels dirty.
Look, you have the audiobook, so you know how the fuck things are pronounced. You have the written one, so you can read along with the audiobook. And then you have the shelf trophy. There are 3 versions.
It's true. This is my. She pliable. Ready?
She's
Ready?
flexible. You like them thick and flexible?
I do like them thick
You
and
like to
flexible.
bend them in half like a pretzel.
You're just pissed because I can touch the floor with flat hands and you can't.
That's because your joints are fucked up and you have health issues.
Damn! You're hypermobile and can't breathe, bitch. When are you gonna die? I was gone for a week! God!
Some of us are just fat.
You're not fat, you're just not flexible. It's different.
I'm stiff.
You are stiff. Okay, thank you,
Yvonne
Miz.
to call me a Zane and just loosen my spine.
Is okay, Adam.
It's only been a week.
just moving along. Whew, we're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish it. It's only been 2 hours. Woo! Adam, now open thine eyes, and first behold the effects which thy original crime hath wrought, and some to spring from thee, and Zane to fuck your back, who never touched thee except tree. Nor with the snake conspired, nor sin to thy sin, yet from the sin derived corruption to bring forth more violent deeds. His eyes he opened and beheld a field, parts arable and tilth whereon, where sheaves new reaped and parts sheep's Are you going to talk about Cain and Abel? Because we got to save that until Friday. And part sheep walks. I did a shit ton of research for the Luminarian, Subterranean, and Final Fantasy IV. His name is Cain for a reason, and his fucking final weapon is something like Abel's Lament. Mom was just looking at me like, you have an issue. Private
No
school.
mercy.
No mercy. You're not playing. Gladio ain't fucking Prompto from behind in the battlefield, so.
Not right now because there's gonna be story because we're gonna go to Altisha.
Are you actually going to Altish? Okay, I'm on it. God damn it. Fuck, we're gonna speed read.
You said we were going tonight. Well, bitch, we're going tonight. I hope you were planning on going to sleep before 1.
No, did you finish all the quests?
As far as we can go.
Double check.
See, look.
No, there are some hunts you can't do because you're not at 6. You don't want to do the level 99?
No, bitch, I didn't want to go get my ass handed to me again by level 99, whatever the fuck that demonic thing was.
She's beautiful. What about the cursed canvas and the professor's protege Griffin?
We haven't been there.
Altisha.
Altisha.
What about the Griffin?
We could, but why?
Okay.
You want Altisha, Lee?
His eye. I want you to complete Altisha.
I'm not gonna complete Altisha tonight, but we'll get there and then we can watch the glory of the XP.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be great.
Okay. His eyes he opened and
We're gonna
beheld a
finally let
field.
them come.
3 times, in fact.
That's what a good edging
I'm
does.
out.
It's
I'm
a
out.
good edging.
You need to finish this.
We slapped an experience band on.
Oh,
that with
Nick
an edging
experience
on
that.
the
Oh.
Days, hours, weeks, it's fine.
This has been fucking years. You have been fucking edging them for years.
Which is why it's gonna be so amazing when it finally happens.
It's really
We're
not.
gonna pass the fuck out.
I mean, I think we're gonna pass 70.
They might.
Okay, sorry.
We're focused.
Go feed Pie. Now reaped in other parts, sheep walks and folds, and I amidst an altar and landmark stood. Yeah, they're fucking talking about killing Cain and Abel. Rustic and grassy sward. Thither anon a sweaty reaper from his trillage brought fruits first. The green ear and the yellow sheaf and cullis came to hand. A shepherd next, more meek, known as Abel, came to the firstlings of his flock, choicest and best, then sacrificing, laid the inwards in their fat, with incense strode on the cleft wood, and all due rites performed. His offerings soon propitious fire from heaven consumed with nimble grace and grateful steam, and others not, for his was not sincere, whereat he and gaily ragged as they talked, smote him into the midriff with a stone that beat out life. He fell, and deadly pale groaned out of his soul with gushing blood effused. Much at that sight was Adam in his heart dismayed, and thus in haste to the angel cried. But yeah, those are your firstborn sons, buddy. O teacher, some great mischief hath befallen to the meek man, who well had sacrificed and pietous thus in pure devotion paid. To whom Michael thus, he also moved, replied, These 2 are brethren, Adam, and to come out of thy loins. Ooh. The unjust, the just hath slain for envy that his brother's offering found from heaven acceptance. But that bloody fact will be avenged, and the other's faith approved. Lose no reward, though here thou see him die, rolling in dust and gore. To which our sire, Alas, both for the deed and the cause, but have I now seen death? Is this the way I must return to native dust? O sight of terror, foul and ugly to behold, horrid to think, how horrible to feel! To whom thus Michael, Death thou hast seen in his first shape on man, but many shapes of death, and many are the ways that lead to his grim cave, all dismal. Yet a sense more terrible the entrance than within. Some as thou sawest by violent stroke shall die, by fire, flood, famine, by intemperance more in meats and drinks, which on the earth shall bring diseases dire, of which a monstrous crew before thee shall appear, that thou mayest know what misery the inabstinence of Eve shall bring on men. Immediately a place before his eyes appeared, sad, noisome, dark, laser house it seemed, wherein were laid numbers of all diseased, all maladies, of ghastly spasm, of racking torture, qualms of heart-sick agony, all feverish kinds, convulsions, epilepsies, fierce cathars, intestine stone and ulcer, colic pangs, demonic frenzy, moping melancholy, and moonstruck madness, which is my new favorite phrase, pining atrophy, marsimus and wide-wasting pestilence, dropsies and asthmas and joint-racking rheums. Dire was the tossing, deep the groans. Despair tended the sick busiest from couch to couch, and over them triumphant death his dart shook, but delayed to strike, though oft invoked with vows as their chief good and final hope. Sight so deform what heart of rock could long dry-eyed behold? Adam could not, but wept. Though not of woman born, compassion quelled his best of man, and gave him up to tears a space till firmer thoughts restrained excess and scarce recovered words his plaint renewed. O miserable mankind, to what fall degraded, to what wretched state reserved? Better end here unborn. Why is life given to be thus wrestled from us? Rather, why unobtrused on to us thus? Who, if we knew what we receive, would either not accept life offered or soon beg to lay it down? Glad to be so dismissed in peace. Can thus the imagine of God and man created, once so goodly and erect, though faultily seen to such unsightly sufferings, be debased under human pains? Why should not man, restraining to still divine similitude in part, from such deformities be free, and for his Maker's image sake exempt? Their Maker's image, answered Michael, then forsook them when themselves they vilified to serve ungoverned appetite, and took his image, whom they served, brutish vice, inductively mainly to the sin of Eve. Therefore so abject is their punishment, disfiguring not God's likeness, but their own, or in his likeness by themselves deface, where they pervert pure nature's healthful rules to loathsome sickness. Worthily, since they God's image did not reverence in themselves, I yielded just, said Adam, and submit. But is there yet no other way besides these painful passages, how we may come to death and mix with our connatural dust? There is, said Michael, if thou well observe the rule of not too much by temperance taught, if thou eatest and drinkest, seekest from thence due nourishment, not gluttonous delight, till many years over thy head return, so thou mayest thou live, till like ripe fruit thy drop into thy mother's lap, or be with ease gathered, not harshly plucked, for death mature. This is old age, and then thou must outlive thy youth, thy strength, thy beauty, which will change to withered, weak, and gray. God damn, bro. Being old's not that bad. Thy senses, then, obtuse, all taste of pleasure must forgo, and what thou hast in for the air of youth, hopeful and cheerful. In thy blood will reign a melancholy damp of cold and dry, to weigh thy spirits down, and last consume the balm of life. To whom our ancestor, henceforth I fly not death, nor would prolong life much, bent rather how I may be quit fairest and easiest of this cumbrous change, which I must keep till my appointed day. of rendering up and patiently attend my dissolution. Michael replied, Nor love thy life, nor hate, but what thou livest live well, how long or short permit to heaven, and now prepare thee for another sight. He looked, and saw a spacious plain whereon were tents of various hue. By some were herds of cattle grazing, others whence the sound of instruments that made melodious chime was heard, of harp and organ, and who moved their stops and chords was seen. His volant touch, instinct through all proportions, low and high, fled and pursued transverse the resonant fugue. In other parts stood one who at the forge, laboring, 2 massy clods of iron and brass had melted, whether found where casual fire had wasted woods on mountain or in vale down to the veins of earth, thence gliding hot to some cave's mouth, or whether washed by stream from underground. The liquid ore he drained into fit molds prepared, from which he formed first his own tools, then what might else be wrought, fusel or gavel, metal. After these, but on the hither side, a different sort from high neighboring hills, which was their seat. Down to the plains descended, by their guise, just men they seemed, and all their study bent to worship God aright, and know his works not hid, nor those things which might preserve freedom and peace to men. They on the plain had long not walked, from when the tents behold a bevy of fair women, richly gay in gems and wanton dress, and their wanton ornaments. When the tents behold and the harp they sung soft amorous ditties, and in dance came on the men, though grave, eyed them, and let their eyes rove without rein, till the amorous net fast caught. They liked, and each his liking chose, and now of love they treat. The evening star, love's harbinger, appeared. Then all in heat they light the nuptial torch, and bid invoke. This whole phrase, this whole rest of the paragraph is the most... When you have to read the word hymen straight-faced...
Yep.
I'm so sorry, I hit it.
El Dorado.
I was like... They had me at, they light the nuptial torch, which is the best way of saying they had sex with their wanton ornaments. Oh my god. Okay, it's cool, guys. We're gonna light that nuptial torch, bid invoke hymen, and first to marriage rites invoke, with feast and music all the tents resound. Such happy interview, and fair event of love and youth not lost. Songs, garlands, flowers, and charming symphonies attach the heart of Adam, soon inclined to admit delight, the bent of nature which he thus expressed. True opener of mine eyes, prime angel blessed, much better seems this vision, and more hope of peaceful days pretends than those 2 past. Those were of hate and death, or pain much worse. Here nature seems fulfilled in all her ends. To whom thus Michael: Judge not what is best by pleasure, though to nature seeming meet, created as thou art to nobler end. Holy and pure, conformity divine. Those tents thou sawest so pleasant were the tents of wickedness, wherein shall dwell his race who slew his brother. Studious they appear of arts that polish life, inventors rare, unmindful of their maker, though his spirit taught them, but they his gifts acknowledged none. Yet they a beauteous offspring shall beget. For that fair female troop thou sawest, that seem of goddesses, so blithe, so smooth, so gay, yet empty of all good, wherein consists of women's domestic honor and chief praise, bred only and completed to the taste of lustful appetence, to sing, to dance, to dress, to troll the tongue and roll the eye. To these that sober race of men, whose lives religious titled them the sons of God, shall yield up all their virtue, all their fame, ignobly, to the trains and to the smiles of these fair atheists, and now swim in joy, ere long to swim at large, and laugh, for which the world ere long a world of tears must weep. I feel there's a certain Lincoln doctor that would like to have a conversation with Michael. And whom thus Adam, so short joy bereft. O pity and shame that they who live well entered so fair should turn aside to tread paths indirect or on the midway faint. But still I see the tenor of man's woe holds on the same from woman to begin. Go fuck yourself, bro. So man's effeminate slackness it begins, said the angel, who should better hold his place by wisdom and superior gifts received. Now prepare thee for another scene. Get in, losers, we're lighting the nuptial torches with our manes. Joke's on you, I have no domestic honor. Oh, thank you for someone who... Did somebody order the... You milkshaked him?
I milkshaked him because it was 9 out of 10.
Thank you for milkshaking him to the yard. Damn right. He's better than yours. Damn right. His nuptial torch. I'm gonna stop because somebody's gonna clip it.
And God could teach you, but he'd have to throw you out of paradise.
Nice. God could teach you, but you'd have to get stoned. It would be bad.
It would be bad.
You milkshaked him. Look at him. He's so cute. He looked and saw wide territories spread before him, towns and rural works between, cities of men with lofty gates and towers, concourse and arms, fierce faces threatening war. Giants of mighty bone and bold emprise, part wield their arms, part curb the foaming steed, singular in array of battled range, both horse and foot nor either mustering stood. On way a band select from forage drives, a herd of beeves, fair oxen, fair kine, from a fat meadow ground, or fleecy flock ewes and their bleating lambs over the plain. Their booty, scarce with life the shepherds fly, but call an aid which makes a bloody fray. With cruel tournament the squadrons join, where cattle pastured late, now scattered lies with carcasses and arms, the ensanguined field deserted. Others to a city strong lay siege, encamped, by batteries scale and mine, assaulting others from the wall, defend with dart and javelin, stones and sulphurous fire on each hand, slaughter and gigantic deeds. And other parts the sceptred heralds called to council in the city gates, and on gray-headed men and grave with warriors mixed assemble, and hargoons are heard but soon in fictitious opposition, till at last of middle age one rising, eminent and wise deport, spake much of right and wrong, of justice, of religion, truth and peace, and judgment from above. Him old and young exploded, and had seized with violent hands, had not a cloud descending snatched him thence unseen amid the throng. So violence, unpreceded, and obsession with sword law. Through all the plain and refuge none was found. Adam was all in tears, and to his guide lamenting turned full sad. He was full sad, mama.
He was full sad. He was all the way sad.
Oh, what are these, death's ministers, not men, who thus deal death inhumanely to men and multiply 10,000-fold the sin of him who slew his brother? For of whom such massacre make they, but of their brethren, men of men? But who is that just man whom had not heaven rescued, hadn't his righteousness been lost? You never want to go full sad, Ditch, you're right. Am I milkshaking my pet fox again? And I am not milkshaking it. Mama milkshaked him. Thank you, Mama. To whom thus, Michael? Oh, these are the products of those ill-mated marriages thou sawest, where good with bad were matched, who of themselves abhor to join, and with impudence mixed produce prestigious births of mind and body. Such were these giants, men of high renown, and in those days only shall be admired in valor and heroic virtue called to overcome in battle, and subdue nations, and bring home spoils with infinite manslaughter, shall be held in the highest pitch of human glory, and for glory done of triumph, and to be styled great conquerors, patrons of mankind, gods, sons of gods, destroyers rightly called, plagues of men. Thus fame shall be achieved, renown on earth, and what most merits fame in silence hid. But he, the seventh from thee, whom thou beheldest, the only righteous in world perverse, and therefore hated, therefore so beset with foes for daring single to be just, an utter odious truth that God would come to judge them with his saints. Him the Most High, wrapped in a balmy cloud and winged steeds, did, as thou sawest, receive to walk with God, high in salvation, in the climes of bliss, exempt from death, to show thee what reward awaits the good, and rest what punishment which now direct thine eyes, and soon behold. Fun fact, the seventh from God is Enoch. Enoch goes on to become Metatron, which is why Metatron does not have an EL ending, because he's not of God and was a human given a place. Why do I know this shit? I have interest in hobbies. Leave me alone. No, don't clip it. Don't. Mama, no. Please don't. Can you just not have the audio on?
Oh no, I think you should hear it.
I don't know. I don't, guys. This is fucked up.
Soon behold. Fun fact, the seventh from God is Enoch. Soon behold. Fun
You're not gonna do the whole thing where I dance the yell part?
seventh from God is Enoch. Enoch goes on to become Metatron, which is why Metatron does not have an EL ending, because he's not of God and was a human given a place.
I hate you.
Why do I know this shit? I have interest in hobbies.
I hate you so much.
Oh, that's the name. We're just gonna. From God is Enoch.
Okay, can you just stop it now so I can read?
Yep.
I know about Metatron and his origins from his Dark Materials. Yes, Ivo.
All this.
You can also read the Book of Enoch. It has been deleted. Thanks to the Council of Nicaea, I believe one. I forget which of the seven. Which one?
There was an article there. The council.
No, there's two councils of Nicaea, Mama.
I'm a loose candidaate.
Didn't you get quizzed on the seven councils and their dates? Like when you were in
No.
3rd grade and if you didn't pass, the priest would talk to you in class. If you didn't pass your religion test, the priest would talk to you.
No, I'm Lutheran, not Catholic. We believe in casseroles when we don't want to do a sermon.
So is that what you're like when you didn't pass that class? Did the teacher go, now everybody make a casserole?
Basically, Lutheranism is the pastor going, cool, today I'm not really feeling this, so we're going to keep this short and sweet and get out. And then we got baked goods and a casserole.
Fair enough. Why do I know all of this? What is wrong with me? Learn the Book of Enoch with Nikki. A sing-along.
Paradise Lost the sing-along.
Oh god. He looked and saw the face of things quite changed. The brazen throat of war had ceased to roar, and all now was turned to jollity, I've never heard jollity, and game, to luxury and riot, feast and dance, marrying or prostituting, as befell rape or adultery, where passing fair allured them. Thence from cups to silver broils, at length the reverend sire among them came, and of their doings great dislike declared and testified against their ways. He oft frequented their assemblies whereas to met triumphs or festivals, and to them preached, conversing in repentance, as to souls in prison under judgments imminent, and all in vain which he saw, he ceased contending, and removed his tents far off from the mountain, himbering timber tall, began to build a vessel of huge bulk. Alright, ark. Let's make an ark, bitches! Let's flood it! Measuring by cubit length and breadth and height, smeared round with pitch, and the side a door contrived of all provisions laid and large for man and beast. When lo, a wonder strange, of every beast and bird and insect small came sevens and pairs, and entered in, as taught their order last the sire and his 3 sons, with their 4 wives, and God made fast the door. Meanwhile the south wind rose with black wings wide hovering, all the clouds together drove from under heaven, the hills to their supply vapor, an exhalation dusk and moist sent up amain, and now the thickened sky like a dark ceiling stood. Down rushed the rain impetuous, and continued till the earth no more was seen. The floating vessel swam uplifted, and secure with beaked prow rode tiltering over the waves, all dwellings else flood overwhelmed, and them with all their pomp under water rolled, sea-covered sea, sea without shore, and in their palaces where luxuries late reigned, sea monsters whelped and stabled, of mankind so numerous late, all left, and one small bottom swum embarked. How didst thou grieve then, Adam, to behold the end of all thy offspring, and so sad depopulation? Thee another flood of tears and sorrow, a flood thee also drowned, and sunk thee as thy sons, till gently reared by the angel, on thy feet thou stoodest at last, though comfortless, as when a father mourns his children, all in view destroyed at once. And scarce to the archangel utterest thus thy plaint. O visions ill foreseen, better had I lived ignorant of future, and had borne my part of evil only. Each day's lot enough to bear those now, and were dispense these burdens many ages on me light at once, and for knowledge gaining birth abortive, to torment me ere their being, with thought that they must be. That do men seek henceforth to be foretold what shall befall him, or his children? Evil he may be sure, which neither his foreknowing can prevent, and he the future evil shall no less in apprehension than in substance feel, grievous to bear. But that care now is past. Man does not whom to warn. Those few escaped famine and anguish will at last consume, wandering that watery desert. I had hope. When violence was ceased and war on earth all would have gone well, peace would have crowned with length of happy days and race of man, but I was far deceived, and now I see peace to corrupt no less than war to waste. How comes it thus? Unfold, celestial guide, and whether here the race of man will end. To whom thus Michael: Those whom thou last sawest in triumph and luxury wealth, are they first seen in the acts of prowess eminent, and great exploits, but of true virtue void, who having spilt much blood and done much waste, subduing nations, and achieved thereby fame in the world, high titles and rich prey, shall change their course to pleasure, ease and sloth, surefit and lust, till wantonness and pride raise out of friendship hostile deeds and peace. The conquered also, and enslaved by war, shall with freedom lost with virtue lose, in fear of God from whom their piety feigned, in sharp contest of battle found no aid against invaders. Therefore cooled and seal, thereforth shall practice how to live secure, worldly or dissolute, on what their lords shall leave them to enjoy. For the earth shall bear more than enough, that temperance may be tried, so all shall turn degenerate, all depraved, justice and temperance, truth and faith forgot. One man except the only son of light in a dark age, against example good, against allurement, custom, and a world offended, fearless of reproach and scorn of violence, he of the wicked ways shall them admonish, and before them set the paths of righteousness. How much more safe and full of peace, denouncing wrath to come of the impotents, and shall return of them derided, but of God observed, the one just man alive. By his command shall build a wondrous ark, and thou beheldest to save himself and household from a mist of world devout of universal wrack. Nor sooner he with him, of man and beast select for life, shall in the ark be lodged and sheltered round, but in the cataracts of heaven, set open to earth, shall pour rain day and night. All fountains of the deep broke up shall heave the ocean to usurp beyond all bounds, till inundate rise above the highest hills. Then shall this mount of paradise by might of waves be moved out of his place, pushed by the horned flood, with all his verdure spoiled and trees adrift, down the great river of the opening gulf, and take root in an island salt and bare, the haunt of seals and orcs, of sea mews clang, to teach thee that God attributes to place no sanctity, if none be thither brought by men who there frequent and therein dwell. And now, what further shall ensue? Behold. He looked and saw the ark hull on the flood, which now abated, for the clouds were fled, driven by a keen north wind, and blowing dry, wrinkled in the face of deluges, decayed, and the clear sun on the wide watery glass gazed hot, and of the fresh wave largely drew, as after thirst, which made their flowing shrink from standing lake to tripling ebb that stole with soft foot towards the deep, and now had stopped his sluices, as the heaven his window shut. Thank you, had to sneeze. The ark no more now floats, but seems on ground fast to the top of some high mountain fixed. And I have to sneeze again. There's just so many cats on the ark, y'all. It's hitting me. And now the tops of the hills and rocks appear with clamor thence, and rapid currents drive towards the retreating sea. Their furious tide forthwith from out the ark a raven flies, and after him the sure messenger, a dove, sent forth once and again to spy green tree or ground whereon the foot may light. The second time returning, in his bill an olive leaf he brings. Pacific sign. And on dry ground appears, and from his ark the ancient sire descends with all his train. Then with uplifted hands and eyes devout, grateful to heaven, over his head beholds a dewy cloud, and in the cloud a bow, conspicuous with 3 listed colors gay, betokening peace from God and covenant new, whereat the heart of Adam, erst so sad, greatly rejoiced, and thus his joy broke forth. O thou who future things canst represent as present heavenly instructor, I revive at this last sight, assured that man shall live with all the creatures, and their seed preserve. Far less I now lament for the whole world of wicked sons destroyed, than I rejoice for one man found so perfect and so just, that God vouchsafes to raise another world from him, and all his anger to forget. But say, what mean those colored streaks in heaven, distended as the brow of God appeased, or serve as a flowery verge to bind the fluid skirts of the same watery cloud, lest it dissolve and shower the earth? To whom the archangel, dexterously thou aimest, so willingly that doth God remit his ire, though late repenting him of man depraved, grieved at his heart, when looking down he saw the whole earth filled with violence, and all flesh corrupting each their way. Yet those removed, such grace shall one man find his sight, that he relents not to blot out mankind, and make a covenant never to destroy the earth again by flood, nor let the sea surpass his bounds, nor rain to drown the world with man therein or beast. But when he brings over the earth a cloud, will therein set his triple-colored bow, wherein on to look, and call to mind his covenant. Day and night, seed time and harvest, heat and hoary frost, shall hold their course, till fire purge all things new, both heaven and earth, wherein the just shall dwell. We've made it to the end of Book 11! Yay!
El Dorado.
El Dorado. Why did you put tentacles? There's no kraken.
Because I'm pretty sure I mispronounced a lot of Greek and Latin, and I might have summoned something, so I was just...
Fair enough, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, good night, Miz. I'm sorry I missed that. I've had audiobooks mispronounce things. It feels like the ultimate betrayal. It's okay, Water. It's okay. How we doing, YouTube? You still chilling? With my one viewer? Yeah!
Also, you should see, I pinned it.
Oh, God. Thanks, buddy.
Sorry.
I love you in mod mode. All right. We can Are we gonna finish it? Are we gonna do it?
I don't know.
week, or you wanna?
Nope, it's only 600 lines. Bitches, get ready. Pet your foxes. Hydrate. Do drugs. I don't know what you need to do. Get your woo. We're wrapping it up.
I need more brownies.
Mama needs more brownies. I need more brownies. Ooh woo. Oh, no, wait. Before you go, I have the best sound for you. Hang on. Hang on, Mama. Hang on. Oh, I have the wow sound on here twice. Wow. Hang on. It's okay. This is for you. Yeah. That's on the soundboard. Oh, Nichan's on the board. You can do that. All right. The last book. Ladies, gentlemen, spirits, whatever's listening to this right now. I feel like you summoned something. If you are reading along at home, there is one more engraving across this chapter. It is the expulsion from Eden. There's lots of tears and half-dressed men. So we're going to power through this. And it's always snakes. Alright. So this is the argument. The Archangel Michael continues from the flood to relate what shall succeed then, and the mention of Abraham comes to degrees by which to explain who that seed of the woman shall which be, as promised Adam and Eve in the fall. His incarnation, death, resurrection, and ascension, the state of the church till his second coming, Adam greatly satisfied and recomforted by these revelations, and promises ascends the hill with Michael, wakens Eve, who all this had slept. Yeah, bitch. She just put down a giant thing of brownies.
I made brownies, y'all.
But with gentle dreams composed to quietness of mind and submission, Michael in either hand leads them out of paradise, the fiery sword waving behind them, and the cherubim taking their stations to guard the place. Have fun storming the castle! Don't come back.
You fucked up.
Yeah, no, ditch lots of tears and half-dressed men. We'll do some slight lovely analysis at the end if you guys want. All right, I can't eat a brownie while I do this. No, no, that is rude.
Fine, I mean.
You're eating a brownie.
I know, that's what makes fun.
You can't pronounce it without a brownie. Oh, God. No. Fine, read the brownie part.
Where are we?
Starting at the top, not the argument, but the poem.
Oh, see, this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
As one who in his journey baits at noon.
Brownie.
I'm supposed to chew and do this?
Yeah. You're like, I can do it. So do it. Let Michael do his thing about the second coming. Come on.
First coming, second coming, it's fine. It's all coming.
Uh-huh.
As one who in his journey baits at noon, though bent on speed, so here the archangel paused, betwixt the world destroyed and world restored. If Adam aught perhaps might interpose, then with the transition sweet new speech resumes. Bitch.
Me or a book?
Both.
Both. Fuck y'all.
I should have grabbed milk, but that would just make this all even more obscene.
I mean, we're just obscene kind of people. I hope you too have delicious brownies. I am hydrated. Let's go! Thus thou hast seen the world begin and end, and man from a second stock proceed. Much thou hast yet to see, but I perceive thy mortal sight to fail. Objects divine must need impair, and weary human sense henceforth. What is to come I will relate, and thus therefore give thee due audience and attend. Thanks, Mikey. Can I call you Mikey? Do your siblings call you Mikey?
Oh, wait, so husband does do siblings like you?
That's the next one. Do your siblings like you? Let me guess. Lucifer locked you in a black hole for 15 minutes, but because there's no time in a black hole, you thought they were there for eons. That's why the war started. Anyway, that's a story for another time. The second source of man, while yet but few, and while the dread of judgment past remains fresh in their minds, fearing the deity, with some regard to what just is right, shall lead their lives and multiply apace, laboring the soil and reaping plenteous crop, corn, wine, and oil, and from the herd or flock off-sacrificing bullock, lamb, or kid, not actual child, with large wine offerings poured in sacred feast, shall spend their days in joy unblamed and dwell long in peace by families and tribes under paternal rule, till one shall rise of proud ambitious heart, who not content with fair equality fraternal state, will arrogate dominion undeserved over his brethren, and quite dispossess concord and law of nature from the earth. Hunting and men, not beasts, shall be his game, with war and hostile snare such as refuse, subjection to his empire tyrannous. A mighty hunter hence he shall be styled before the Lord, and in despite of heaven, or heaven claiming second sovereignty, and from rebellion shall derive his name through a rebellion of others he accuse. He with a crew whom like ambition joins with him and under him to tyrannize, marching from Eden towards the west, shall find the plain, wherein a black tumultuous grudge boils out from underground, the mouth of hell. Of brick, and of that stuff they cast to build a city and tower whose top may reach to heaven, okay, Babel, and get themselves a name, lest far dispersed in foreign lands their memory be lost, regardless whether good or evil fame. But God, who oft descends to visit men unseen, and through their habituations walk to mark their doings, them beholding soon, comes down to see their city, ere the tower obstruct heaven towers, and in derision sets upon their tongues a various spirit to raise, quite out their native language, and instead to sow a jangling noise of words unknown. Forthwith a hideous gabble rises loud among the builders, each of their own calls not understood, till hoarse and all in rage is mocked thy storm. Great laughter was in heaven, and looking down to see the hubbub strange and hear the din, thus was the building left, ridiculous, and the work confusion named. Whereto thus Adam fatherly displeased. O execrable son, so to appraise above his brethren, to himself assuming authority usurped, from God not given, he gave us only over beast, fish, fowl, dominion absolute. That right we hold by his donation. But man over men he made not lord, such title to himself reserving, human left from human free. But this usurper his encroachment proud stays not on man, to God his tower intends siege and defiance. Wretched man, what food will he convey up thither to sustain himself and his rash army, where thin air above the clouds will pine his entrails gross, and famish him of breath, if not of bread? To whom thus Michael: Justly thou abhorrest that son, who on the quiet state of man such trouble brought, affecting to subdue rational liberty, yet know withal, since thy original lapse true liberty is lost, and always with right reason dwells twined, and from her hath no individual being. Reason in man obscured and not obeyed, immediately inordinate desires, the upstart passions catch the government from reason, and to servitude reduce man, till then free. Therefore, since he permits within himself unworthy powers to reign over free reason, God, in judgment just, subjects him from without to violent lords, who oft so undisturbingly enthrall his outward freedom. Tyranny must be, though to the tyrant thereby no excuse, yet sometimes nations will decline so low from virtue, which is reason, that no wrong be justice, and some fatal curse annexed deprives them of their outward liberty, their inward lost. Witness the irreverent son of him who built the ark, who for the shame done to his father heard his heavy curse, servant of servants, on his vicious race. Thus will the latter in the former world still tend from bad to worse, till God at last, weary to the inquisities, withdrawn his presence from among them, and avert his holy eyes, resolving from thenceforth to leave them of their own polluted ways and one peculiar nation to select from all the rest, of whom to be invoked a nation, from one faithful man to spring him up on the side of Euphrates, yet residing, bred up in idol worship. Oh, that man canst thou believe should be so stupid grown, while yet the patriarch live, who scaped the flood as to forsake the living God and fall to worship their own work in wood and stone for gods? Yet him God the Most High vouchsafes to call by vision from the Father's house and kindred and false gods into a land which he will show him, and from him will raise a mighty nation, and upon him shower his benedictions so, that in his seed all nations shall be blessed. He straight obeys, not knowing to what land, yet firm believes. I see him, but thou canst not, with what faith he leaves his gods, his friends, and native soil, of Chaldea. Passing now the ford of Haran, after him a cumbrous train of herds and flocks and numerous servitude, not wandering poor, but trusting all the wealth. With God, who called him in a land unknown, Canaan he now attains. I see his tents pitched about Shechem and neighboring plain of Moreh. There by purpose he receives gift from his progeny to the land, from Hamath northward to the desert south. Things by their names I call, though yet unnamed. From Hermones to the great western sea, Mount Hermon, yonder sea, each place beheld in prospect as I point them, onto the shore of Mount Carmel. Here the double-founted stream Jordan, true limit eastward, but his son shall dwell to Senir, that long ridge of hills. This ponder, that all nations of the earth shall in his seed be blessed, and that seed is meant the great deliverer, who shall bruise the serpent's head, whereof to thee anon planier shall be revealed. This patriarch blessed, whom faithful Abraham due time shall call a son, and of his son a grandchild leaves, like him in faith and wisdom and renown. The grandchild with 12 sons increased departs from Canaan, to land hereafter called Egypt, divided by the river Nile. See where it flows, disgorged at 7 months into the sea to songer the land. He comes invited by a younger son in time of dearth, a son whose worthy deeds raise him to the second of that realm of Pharaoh. There he dies, and leaves his race growing into a nation, and now grown suspected to a sequent king who seeks to stop their overgrowth as intimate guests too numerous, whence of guests he makes them slaves, inhospitably, and kills their infant males, till 2 brethren, those 2 brethren called Moses and Aaron, sent from God to claim his people from enthrallment, they return with glory and spoil back to the promised land. But first the lawless tyrant who denies to know their God, or message to regard, must be compelled by signs and judgments dire, to blood ushered the rivers must be turned, frogs, lice, and flies, must all his palace filled with loathed intrusion, and fill all the land, his cattle must rot, and murry and die. Botches and blains must all his flesh emboss, and all his people, thunder mixed with hail, hail mixed with fire, must rend the Egyptian sky, and wheel on the earth, devouring where it rolls what it devours not, herb or fruit or grain. A darksome cloud of locusts swarming down must eat, and on the ground leave nothing green. Darkness must overshadow all his bounds. Palpable darkness, and blot out 3 days. Last, with 1 midnight stroke, all the firstborn of Egypt must lie dead. Thus with 10 wounds the river dragon tamed at length submits to let his sojourners depart, and oft humbles his stubborn heart, but still is ice more hardened after thaw, till in his rage pursuing whom he late dismissed, the sea swallows him with his host, but them lets pass as on dry land between 2 crystal walls, awed by the rod of Moses so to stand divided, till he rescued gain their shore. Such wondrous power God to his saint will lend, though present in this angel who shall go before them in a cloud, a pillar of fire. By day a cloud, by night a pillar of fire, to guide them in their journey and remove behind them, while the obdurate king pursues. All night he will pursue, but his approach darkness defends between till morning watch. Then through the fiery pillar and the cloud, God, looking forth with troublesome in his host, and craze their chariot wheels, when by command Moses will once more with his potent rod extend over the sea. The sea his rod obeys. On the embattlement banks the waves return and overwhelm their war. The race elect safe towards Canaan. From their shore advance through the wild desert, not the readiest way, lest entering on the Canaanite alarmed war terrified them inexpert, and fear returning them back to Egypt, choosing rather inglorious life with servitude. For life to noble and ignoble is more sweet, untrained in arms, where rashness leads not on. This also shall they gain by delay in the wide wilderness. There they shall found their government, and their great senate choose through the 12 tribes to rule the laws ordained God from the mount of Sinai, whose great top shall tremble. He descending will himself in thunder, lightning, and loud trumpet sound, ordain them laws. Part religious rites of sacrifice, informing them by types and shadows of the deseated seed to bruise the serpent, by what means he shall achieve mankind's deliverance. Is anybody else thinking of Mel Brooks? These 10 commandments.
Also, you're like lighting it, I'm like, very, very frightening me, yellow lamb.
I also do not consent to how often Milton describes Moses' rod as potent.
Oh, he's got a thing about staffs.
I mean,
There's a lot happening there.
it's cool. Have a treat, Pie. It's a lot of rods. But the voice of God to mortal ears is dreadful. They beseech that Moses might report to them his will, and terror cease. He grants what they besought, instructed that to God is no access without mediator, whose high office now Moses in figure bears, to introduce one greater of whose day shall foretell, and all the prophets in their age of the times of the great Messiah shall sing. This laws and rights established, such delight hath God in men obedient to his will. That's terrifying. That he vouchsafes among them to set up his tabernacle, the holy one with mortal men to dwell. By his prescript a sanctuary is framed of cedar, overlain with gold, therein an ark. And in the ark his testimony, the records of his covenant, of these a mercy seat of gold between the wings of 2 bright cherubim. Before him burn 7 lamps, as in a zodiac representing the heavenly fires. Over the tent a cloud shall rest by day, a fiery gleam by night, save when they journey. And at length they come conducted by his angel to the land promised to Abraham and his seed. The rest were long to tell, how many battles fought, how many kings destroyed and kingdoms won, or how the sun shall in mid-heaven stand still a day entire, and night due course adjourns, man's voice commanding, sun in Gibeon stand, and thou moon in the vale of Ajalon, till Israel overcome, so called the third from Abraham, son of Isaac, and from him his whole descent, and thus shall Canaan win. Here Adam posed. O sent from heaven, enlightener of my darkness, gracious things thou hast received, those chiefly which concern just Abraham and his seed. Now first I find my eyes truly opening, and my heart much eased. Oh, is it? Erewhile perplexed with thoughts that would become of me and all mankind, but now I see his day, in whom all nations shall be blessed. Favor unmerited by me, who sought forbidden knowledge by forbidden means. Yet this I apprehend not, why to those among whom God will deign to dwell on earth with so many various laws are given, so many laws argue so many sins among them, how can God with such reside? To whom thus Michael, doubt not but that thy sin will remain them as of thee begot, and therefore was law given them to invice their natural pravity by stirring up sin against law to fight. that when they see law, can discover sin, but not remove, save by those shadowy explanations weak. The blood of bulls and goats, they may conclude some blood more precious than paid for man, just for unjust, that in such righteousness to them by faith imputed, they may find justification towards God and peace of conscience, which by law, by ceremonies cannot appease, nor man the moral part perform, and not performing cannot live. So law appears imperfect, but given with purpose to resign with them full time up to the covenant discipline, from shadowy types to truth, from flesh to spirit, from imposition of strict laws to free acceptance of large grace, from servile fear to filial, works of law to works of faith, and therefore shall not Moses, through of God highly beloved, being but the minister of law, his people into Canaan lead, but Joshua, whom with the Gentiles Jesus call, his name and office bearing, who shall quell the adversary serpent, and bring back through the world's wilderness long wandered man safe to eternal paradise of rest. Meanwhile they in their earthly Canaan placed, long time shall dwell and prosper, but when sins national interrupt their public peace, provoking God to raise them enemies, from whom as oft he saves from impertinent by judges first, then under kings, of whom the second, both for piety, renown, and puissant deeds, a promise shall receive irrevocable, that his regal throne forever shall endure. The like shall sing all prophecy, that of the royal stock of David, so I name this king, shall rise a son, the woman's seed to thee foretold to Abraham, and in whom shall trust all nations, and to kings foretold, of kings the last. For of his reign shall be no end. But first a long succession must ensue, and his next son, for wealth and wisdom famed, the clouded ark of God, till intense wandering, shall in a glorious temple enshrine. Such follow him as shall be registered part good, part bad, of bad the longer scroll, whose foul idolatries and other faults, heaped to the popular sum, will so incense God as to leave them, and expose their land, their city, his temple, and his holy ark, with all the sacred things, a scorn and prey to that proud city, whose high walls thou sawest left in confusion, Babylon thence called. There in captivity he lets them dwell the space of 70 years, then brings them back, remembering mercy and his covenant sworn to David, established as the days of heaven. Returned from Babylon, by leave of kings, their lords whom God disposed, the house of God to first reedify, and for a while in mean estate live moderate, till grown in wealth and multitude fastidious they grow. But first among the priests dissension springs. Men who attend the altar, and should most endeavor peace, their strife pollution begins upon the temple itself. At last they seize the scepter, and regard not David's sons, then lose it to a stranger, that the true anointed King Messiah might be born, bared of his last right. Yet at his birth a star unseen before in heaven proclaims him come, and guides the eastern sages who inquire his place, to offer incense, myrrh, and gold. His place of birth a solemn angel tells to simple shepherds, keeping watch by night. They gladly thither haste, and by a choir of squadron angels hear his carol sung. A virgin is his mother, but his sire, the power of the Most High. He shall ascend to the throne hereditary, and bound his reign with earth's wide bounds, his glory with the heavens. He ceased. Discerning Adam, with such joy surcharged as had like grief, bedewed in tears without the vent of words, which these he breathed. And before we listen to Adam-breathed words, if you're following along at home, you may look up the prophecy of the crucifixion as etched by our good old buddy. Yay! Don't we love all etchings by William Blake? Such etched, much wow. I know, Henry. O prophet of glad tidings, finisher of utmost hope. I feel like Michael is just taking him for a roller coaster of emotion here.
Oh yeah.
It's great, it's bad, it's great, it's terrible. Now clear I understand what oft my studious thoughts have searched in vain, while our great expectation should be called the seed of woman. Virgin Mother, hail high in the love of heaven. Yet from my loins thou shalt proceed, and from thy womb the Son of God most high. So God with man unites, needs must the serpent now his capital bruise expect with mortal pain. Say where and when their fight, and what stroke shall bruise the victor's heel. To whom, thus Michael, dream not of their fight as a duel, or the local wounds of head and heel not therefore joins the son of manhood to godhead, with more strength to foil thy enemy, nor so is overcome Satan, whose fall from heaven a deadlier bruise, disabled not to give thee thy death's wound, which he who comes thy saviour shall recur, not by destroying Satan, but his works in thee and in thy seed. Nor can this be by the fulfilling which that thou didst want obedience by law and God imposed, penalty of death and suffering death, the penalty to thy transgression due, and due to theirs which out of thine will grow. So only can high justice rest apaid. The law of God exact he shall fulfill, both by obedience and by love, though love alone fulfill the law. Thy punishment he shall endure by coming in the flesh to be a reproachful life and cursed death, proclaiming life to all who shall believe in his redemption, and that his obedience imputed becomes theirs by faith, his metrics to save them, not their own, though legal works. For this he shall live hated, be blasphemed, seized on by force, judged, and to death condemned, a shameful and accursed, nailed to the cross by his own nation, slain for bringing life. But to the cross he nails thy enemies, the law that is against thee, and the sins of all mankind, with which they're crucified, never to hurt them more, who rigidly thrust and trust, and this his satisfaction. So he dies, but soon revives. Death over him no power shall long usurp. Ere the third dawning light return, the stars of morn shall see him rise out of his grave, fresh as the dawning light, thy ransom paid, which man from death redeems, his death for man. As many as offered life neglect not, and the benefit embraced by faith, not void of works. This godlike act annuls thy doom, in death thou shouldest have died, and sin for ever lost from life. This act shall bruise the head of Satan, crush his strength, defeating sin and death, his two main arms, and fix far deeper the head of the stings than temporal death shall bruise the victor's heel, or theirs whom he redeems. A death-like sleep, a gentle wafting to immortal life. Gentle wafting. I love a gentle wafting. We're halfway through, guys. We're a little past halfway through. We can do it. I believe in us. We're hanging in there. The cat, however, the cat is not hanging in there. I just need you guys to know that. What is he doing? Alright. What the shit? King's back. To which he read Ditch's line. King, you've come for the end of Paradise Lost. We have 200 lines left. I'm doing it. Where the fuck am I? Oh yes, a gentle wafting to immortal life. Nor after resurrection shall he stay longer on earth in certain times to appear to his disciples, men who in his life still followed him. To them shall leave in charge to teach all nations what of him they learned in his salvation, them who shall believe, baptizing in the prevalent stream, the sign of washing them from guilt and sin to life pure, and in mind prepare if so befell for death, like that which the Redeemer died. All nations they shall teach, for from that day not only to the sons of Abraham's loins salvation shall be preached. Look, there's a reason I cut off the extra edits. I'm getting there, buddy. I'm tired. Of Abraham's faith, whenever through the world, so in his seed all nations shall be blessed. Woo! Then to the heaven of heavens shall he ascend with victory, triumphing through the air over his foes and thine. There shall surprise the serpent, prince of air, and dragon chains through all his realm, and there confounded leave. Then enter into glory, and resume his seat at God's right hand, exalted high, above all names in heaven, and thence shall come, when this world dissolution shall be ripe, with glory and power to judge both quick and dead, and judge the unfaithful dead, but to reward his faithful and receive them into bliss, wherever in heaven or earth, and then on earth shall be paradise. Far happier place than this of Eden, and far happier days. Ooh, are we going to talk about the rapture? Let's find out. So spake the archangel Michael, then paused, as at the world's great period, and our sire, replete with joy and wonder, thus replied, Oh, goodness infinite! Good for you, buddy. Goodness immense. I'm not making it up. This is Adam being like, oh, great, woo! We didn't fuck it all up. It just takes millennia. And thus, do you want to be Adam? No. And thus all this good and evil shall produce an evil turn to good, more wonderful than which by creation first brought forth light out of darkness. Woohoo! Full of doubt I stand, whether I should repent now of sin by me done, and occasion to rejoice much more. The much more good thereof shall spring to God. More glory, more good will some men from God, and over wrath grace shall abound. But say, if our deliverer up in heaven must reascend, what will betide the few his faithful left among the unfaithful herd, the enemies of truth? You should go fishing. Sorry. Who then shall guide his people? Who defend? Will they not deal worse with his followers than him they dealt? Oh, be sure they will, said the angel. But from heaven he to his own a comforter will send, the promise of the Father, who shall dwell his spirit within them, in the law of faith, working through love upon the hearts shall right to guide them to the truth, and so arm with spiritual armor, able to resist Satan's assaults and quench his fiery darts. What man can do against them, not afraid? Though to the death against such cruelties the inward consolations recompensed and oft supported, so as shall amaze their proudest persecutors. For the Spirit poured first into his apostles, whom he sends to evangelize the nations, then on all baptized, shall them with wondrous gifts endue to speak all tongues and do all miracles, as did their Lord before them. Yay! Called confirmation. I'm almost done, buddy. I know I'm putting you to sleep. I'm sorry. Do you need a nap?
I might.
We got 100 lines left.
I believe.
Their ministry performed and race run well. Their doctrine and story left. They die. But in their room, as they forewarn, wolves shall succeed for teachers, grievous wolves, who all in sacred mysteries of heaven to their own vile advantages shall turn of lucre and ambition, and the truth with superstitions and traditions taint, left only in those written records pure. Though not but by the Spirit understood, they seek to avail themselves of names, places, and titles, and with these to join secular power, though feigning still to act by spiritual, and themselves appropriating the Spirit of God, promised alike and given to all believers, and from the pretense spiritual laws by carnal power shall force on every conscience, laws which none shall find left them enrolled with the Spirit within shall be on heart engrave. What will then they by force of Spirit of grace itself and bind his consort liberty, but what? Unbuild his living temples built by faith to stand their own faith, not another's. I thought you were like shutting it off.
No.
You're like,
Going to Letitia.
we're going to Altisha. Ah yes, we're infallible. Yet many will presume with hence persecution shall arise of all who worship, proceed of spirit and truth. This is actually a great song to end on. For a greater part will deem in outward rites and spacious forms, and the cat is killing something in the corner is religion satisfied. Truth shall retire, be stuck with slanderous darts, and works of faith rarely be found. So shall the world go on, to good malignant, to bad men benign, under her own weight groaning till the day appear of respiration to the just and vengeance to the wicked. That return of him so lately promised to thy aid, the woman's seed, obscurely then foretold, now amplifier known, thy Saviour and thy Lord, last in the clouds from heaven and revealed in the glory of the Father to dissolve Satan with his perverted world, then raised from the conflagrant mass, purged and refined, new heavens, new earth, ages of endless date, founded in righteousness and peace and love to bring forth fruits, joy, and eternal bliss. You know, I never really put fruit and eternal bliss on the same kind of line, but to each his own.
The fruit of eternal bliss?
Nope. He ended, and thus Adam fucking last replied, how soon hath thy prediction see your blessed measure this transient world and race of time, till time stand fixed. Beyond is all abyss, eternity and no eye can reach. Greatly instructed I shall hence depart, greatly in peace of thought, and have my fill of knowledge, and this vessel can contain beyond which my folly to aspire. Henceforth I learn that to obey is best. Ooh, would you kindly not? And love with fear the only God, to walk as in his presence, ever to observe his providence, and on him sole depend, merciful over all his works with good, still overcoming evil, and by small accomplishing great things, by things deemed weak, subservient, worldly strong, and worldly wise, by simply meek, that suffering for truth's sake is fortitude to highest victory. It's not, buddy. And to the faithful death, the gate of life. Taught this by his example, whom I now acknowledge my Redeemer ever blessed. To whom thus also the angel last replied, Michael, bro, love you, buddy. Angel of fire, tap it out. Get to the point, guys. This having learned, thou hast attained the sum of wisdom. Hope no higher. Though all the stars thou knewest by name, and all the ethereal powers, all secrets of the deep, all nature's works, or works of God in heaven, air, earth, or sea, and all the riches of this world enjoyest, and all the rule, one empire. Only add deeds to thy knowledge answerable. Add faith, add virtue, patience, temperance, add love, by name to come called charity. The soul that's... add love by name to come called charity, which sounds like go to the strip club and ask for charity. I'm sorry, we're so close to the end. We're so close that I'm losing it. Hey, Charity.
Hey, Charity. Hey, baby.
We were also on William Blake's engraving of the expulsion of Eden. To leave this paradise, but shalt possess a paradise within thee. Oh, great. Thanks, buddy. Happier far. Let us descend now, therefore, from the top of speculation, for the hour precise exacts our departing hence. And see the guards by me encamped on yonder hill, expect their motion, at whose front a flaming sword, in signal of remove, waves fiercely round. We may no longer stay. Go, awaken Eve. Her also I with gentle dreams have calmed, pretending good, and all her spirits composed to meek submission. Dick, thou, as season fit, let her with thee partake what thou hast heard, chiefly what may concern her faith to know, that great deliverance by her seed to come, for by the woman's seed, and all mankind, yet ye may live, which may be many days, both in one faith unanimous, though sad, with cause for evils past, yet much more cheered with meditation on the happy end. Is it? He ended, and they both descended the hill, descended Adam to the bower where Eve lay sleeping, ran before, but found her waked, and thus with words not sad, she him received. It's a sentence. Whence thou returnest, and whither wentest I know, for God is also in sleep, and dreams advise, which he hath sent Propodius some great good, presaging, since with sorrow and heart's distress wearied I fell asleep, and now lead on. In me is no delay. With thee to go is to stay here, without thee here to stay is to go hence unwillingly. Thou to me art all things under heaven, all places thou who for my wilful crime art banished hence. This further consolation yet secure. I carry hence, though all by me is lost, such favor I unworthy am vouchsafed. By me the promised seed shall all restore. So spake our mother Eve, and Adam heard well pleased, but answered not, for now too nigh the archangels stood, from the other hill to their fixed stationed, all in bright array the cherubim descended, on the ground gliding meteorous, as evening mist risen from a river over the marish glides, as gathers ground fast at the laborer's heel homeward returning. High in front advanced the brandished sword of God, before them blazed, fierce as a comet, which by torrid heat and vapor as the Libyan air adjust, began to parch that temperate climate, whereat in either hand the hastening angel caught our lingering parents, and to the eastern gate led them direct, and down the cliff as fast to the subjected plain, then disappeared. They, looking back at the eastern side, beheld of paradise, so late their happy seat, waved over by that flaming brand, the gate with dreadful faces thronged and fiery arms. Some natural tears they dropped, but wiped them soon. The world was all before them, where to choose their place of rest and providence their guide. They, hand in hand, with wandering steps and slow, through Eden, took their solitary way. The end of Paradise Lost. We did it, guys.
Oh my god,
We made it. Yeah. It's kind of funny to read through it because you're probably sitting there being like, all of these things I've seen all over the place. Caleb! And like, thank you. We did it.
We did it, friends.
Also, do you understand my disgusting hate of God in this? Of like, I'm gonna make all of this, I'm gonna tell you not to do it, but here I know everything that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's the mother.
Do you need me to kill some stuff while you talk about...
Iggy. Baby. Oh no, there's two.
There's two of them. There's two Iron Giants.
Here, kill them while you're finishing your stream.
Oh, okay, my stream is done.
Be right back.
Okay. But more curiously. Curiouser and curiouser. Thank you guys for joining me on this very first I'm gonna read a book stream.
What do I do?
Yeah, what? I don't really know what to do. Oh, RNA is joining, buddy.
Yay!
And I hope this was kind of fun as a Sunday chill the fuck out. But let me know. I'm happy to talk about, you know, the history and other parts of this and anything else you'd like to see. But we have finished this book, and I was thinking of doing Dante's Paradiso, all three books, starting with the Inferno, because I'm going to start playing Devil May Cry after I finish Expedition 33, and additionally, I just think with the new season of Devil May Cry that's come out, there's been lots of questions about it, and I'm like, everybody needs to know the Inferno, at the very least. But, anyway, let me know, y'all. It's been a fun journey. I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to think of anything else. Any questions, comments, concerns? We're working on pie. We're getting there. Hopefully the new pet is fun. But yeah. Thank you for coming on this lovely, lovely party of whatever the fuck this was. Was paradise lost? Was there actually paradise to begin with? Who fucking knows? But you know what did happen? Look at Pie! Pie has become milkshaked. And I can hear Henry yelling. So hopefully most of you are asleep or calm or cozied out. You did 2 meme drawings. I would love to see them, Ditch. Mama, do you have anything to add?
Eldorado.
Mama adds Eldorado. We can talk more in the Discord. But I think it's time for certain people to get their sleepies on. It was wonderful hanging with you all. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit. But additionally, gentle reminder that starting at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Mama will be streaming Dishonored, and when she's done, bring more witches when I will take over. And we're going to have a very lovely discussion about grief and how Mama made me sob and have to end my last stream on Expedition 33 early last time. So this will be fun. We've started Act 3. We've started Act 3 for Expedition. Highly recommend you watch the VODs if you have no fucking clue what's about to happen, because goddamn! And then we'll do some... Shall I read some Under Deep Space on your stream? But I shall do it in epic poetry voice.
Then no one will listen to me.
No. I apparently make no sense. I'm gonna give Pie a treat before bed, because I think Pie's earned it. Also, thanks for the Pie feedback. I didn't know he was talking. We couldn't hear it. Alright. We'll get you to Arctic White Pie, so you're truly an Arctic little foxy. But we've made it to Milkshake. I think I'm gonna change him to Red Velvet as his next. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful, pleasant, fabulous evening. Hopefully this took care of the Sunday scaries, or you're already asleep. YouTube, you're fabulous as always. I'm gonna end the stream there, and we're gonna raid over to some friends. Let's see who's online. 'Cause support small creators is cool. You can't clip it 'cause you're